I can see the JW romance coming from Moses right now. It's coming. I can feel it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it to you, man. Like, I am on some level just happy to have JW here. On some level, I don't care what the performance looks like. I'm just like, JW back in the playoffs. I think his post-game interview over with you guys on the desk just the other day, or a couple of you guys, was I love hearing him talk, and I think it's incredible seeing he's been able to work himself back to this level.
Yeah, good to hear his mentality, but yeah, I mean, obviously coming.
But Astralis is going to win.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Astralis on the CT side, Eyeball is starting on the T side of Mirage here. The desk highlighting, there are levels to this game. I think we're about to find out those levels coming into this.
Yeah, well, let's give him a chance to like surprise us a little bit, right? Keep your heart open to be impressed here with the Eyeballers thing, and we'll just see how this goes. We've obviously heard a lot of good words about Bob, his performance, and how much Eyeballers value him. So we'll see if they can create anything.
Seen it a huge amount, but let's see. Maxter, he's done well to get one, and then Staehr immediately snatching away all of these kills, and I'm starting to feel less like it's in my heart, Jason, to be honest.
You're already shutting your heart off to it.
Yeah.
It's not even, round one hasn't even finished.
Stone cold.
You need Jesus, Dinko. There we go. Get into it, Maxter. Lovely one tap. Maxter's another name you could point out in this team that has some interesting things. We've seen him play before, and we've seen some good stuff out of him. Hasn't had a wealth of opportunities at the top levels of play, but he's another guy in this lineup that I'm kind of like giving the side eye and keeping track of his progress and performances.
Heard Mac is saying ahead of this that during that post-game interview with Paulo, Astralis look like favorites for the event. They're playing the cleanest Counter-Strike, looking sharpest. I would have to agree, they are looking very good. And Yabi, talking point in the desk there as well about his performances and how he seems to be unlocked. He's given them a lot more space in the team, a lot more responsibility, and playing way better Counter-Strike now because of that.
I mean, if we want to go back in during this round and kind of truly answer Richard's question of why, give us the reasons why Astralis is going to win. I mean, yeah, Yabi is one guy you'd point at and say his resurgence within the team. I think you'd also point at Staehr and say his continued strong performance for this team that has just been consistent over the course of years. He's another player that's performing well. FOZE, a promising young Opper who has the capacity for incredible games, as we saw versus Spirit at the ESL Pro League playoffs. And then you'd go to Hooksy as an IGL and just say a strong tactician and someone who, when we see Astralis lately come into games, Hooksy has them seemingly well prepared and everyone on the same page in terms of how they want to approach the game. So yeah, there's so many positives that go towards the direction of Astralis.
Yeah, the start of the year, the start of the season, we heard a lot of coaches and players saying they've been impressed with the level of structure Astralis have been able to get together quickly. And obviously a lot of that goes towards Hooksy as the in-game leader, but also the coaching staff. Henry was singing the praises of Mighty Max. He was announced to be one of the assistant coaches over there.
He skipped the head coach, went straight to the assistant coach?
I mean, he's someone that has just been recently added into the team, right? We know Rugged's been there for a while.
Yeah, so. I remember listening to Henry. I was making a little bit of a joke out of it, just touching on his experience of knowing Mighty Max from the UK scene, obviously. I mean, I think it was all in the context of Endpoint and all the different players that had come through that organization as well.
Yeah, but also the fact that Rugga is still... he's been a part of this team when it wasn't going very well. So, obviously the recent changes to the roster has all come together.
Rugga's whole career has been on teams where things haven't been going well. Spent years in OG, trying to build lineups that were going to be able to compete and was never able to get the players. So this has got to be a great feeling for him, finally having a squad that is improving to the degree of being able to compete internationally. And now he's got a chance to prove his value as a coach. And if he can help Astralis get over the line to start winning trophies again, because this organization, as Richard had said, 6 years since we could speak super positively about the Astralis organization.
Yeah, it's crazy to think it's been that long. I think a good start here for Eyeballers.
J-Dubs with that opening kill, turning the corner. He's been playing ill throughout this event. Went to go say hi to him for the first time in the years after their playoff qualification. Wouldn't even shake my hand. He's just been sick, wouldn't touch Anders. Hooksy's got a lot of attention headed his way. Doesn't realize the timing of...
he was sick too, or...?
Yeah, maybe he was lying the whole time. Maybe he was just like, I don't need to see you ever again.
Casters. Have missed you. Who are you again? 45 seconds left, and Eyeball is going to be going into this B-bomb. So we got Staehr out short. It's going to be Rolf down to Staehr's right fault, but Maxter and JW coming in to collapse upon this B-bomb site.
Yeah, there was a chance there to hold on to it. Needed a couple of those kills. FOZE's brought one back. No more mistakes. That nade, gonna go a little bit deep to take down Maxter. Great damage onto Dex, but 2 versus 3, and they're entrenched in this B bomb site. I think more than likely, Astralis just set up and play for the exit kills.
And even those not going the way of Astralis, so Eyeballers can be really happy about this first time taking the guns out for a spin. Working out very well over towards that B-bomb site.
Yeah, good shooting and good opening provided by JW, scaling up short and just taking a hard fight on the swing. He's got that jersey buttoned up all the way to the top. It's business time. 2-1 here in this quarterfinal series. Winner, as we just saw, would go on to play 3D Max in the next semi-final. And really looking at the brackets, as the desk has talked about a couple of times as well, Astralis has the red carpet to the grand final. It feels laid out, especially with some of the struggles we saw to 3D Max early. You got to feel like they're going to be favorites from this side. Another opening provided by J-Dubs.
It looks a little rough there for Staehr. It looked like he should have been able to take that kill. JW was given a lot of time to compose himself to win that fight.
Oh, look at this move.
Yeah, I love this. Already out to a sandwich. That's such a surprise here for the Astralis defense.
That's another angle, another layer to this story is, you know, this is a team that a lot of the top squads aren't going to be familiar with. There's a certain level of familiarity you gain in the pro scene from practicing and playing so many officials against squads. You get a sense of the different players and their timings and their decision making, how they approach different scenarios, how they play in clutches. That's all information you don't have if you're Astralis against Eyeballers. So all of this can feel like a very weird game to the Astralis guys. And that sort of angle of things opens it up to a little bit more of a conversation about the upset.
Also the angle about the fact that Astralis are playing with the pressure of being a team that should be winning this event at this point, or at least making the final. And
yeah, but you know what? If you can't handle that pressure in a quarterfinal against Eyeballers,
yep.
like, I don't know what to tell you.
But what I'm saying from the other perspective is like Eyeballers don't have any expectations or pressure whatsoever.
Well, they've already probably exceeded expectations to a certain degree, right? Everything from here is the cherry on top of that sundae. We're tied at 2, and quickly the money for Astralis gets depleted out of that pistol round victory. 2 straight for Eyeballers, and Astralis sits back on USPs.
Yeah, it should be no problem here for Eyeballers. Oh, double smoke. That's very smoked. The window is very, very smoked.
Well, now's the round to make the mistake. Smoke in towards Con. Bob's just going to scale up short. Lazy clear of ladder room, but they wanted to hustle past it and get into this execute. Holds the trigger down. Easy kill. Round's done. Nice double from Bob. So 3-2. Eyeballers gain an early lead. Is your heart open back up yet, Dinko?
Oh, it's wide open.
It closed down halfway through the pistol, but
yeah, I mean,
Bob and JW have brought it right back.
Yeah, but it's beaten again. JW doing what he can. And yep, that's stylish. Okay, nice 3 kills, easy peasy. I mean, I think it's good to see them getting on the board early, because I think if you're an underdog like this and you go down early and you let Astralis get going, win all the gun rounds in the first 5 rounds, and you've got this huge lead already building for Astralis, all the wind in their sails, I think it's so much more difficult to get back into the game. So at least there's some success here for Eyeballers in the first few gun rounds.
Well, I think they did a good job of, you know, we talk about it all the time in these kind of underdog matchups, is especially the extreme underdogs, is you got to make Astralis respect you first. And I think in these first 5 rounds, they've done just that. And you got to get the sense that you've accomplished it, forcing this early timeout out of Astralis. It's not any kind of like panic timeout, but certainly something that Hooksy and Rug are going to try and put a stamp on now to get things going before this hole gets any deeper. One kit on Ryu, no AWP out for the CT side. Same for the T side though, sticking with all AKs.
Ooh, Staehr stepping out through the flames, having to get back. He's got 31 health now as the defending player of the connector.
Yeah, it's kind of an issue, especially because he's going to look like the next supportive element over to the B-bomb site when this hit eventually comes in. So already weakened.
It's an MP9 as well as the main defender of the B site. Oh, here they come. Running into the B-bomb sites. Yabby, who's up short. There goes Maxter. HooXi's done well to get one, but then burns away. Staehr does die, but Yabi's still around here with the M4.
Yeah, but they know he's here. They know he's in the
found him
location.
down.
Yeah, there was no play for him to make. FaZe gets one through the smoke, but that's not going to change anything whatsoever.
So Eyeballer's breaking through to another one on this B bomb site.
Yeah, and I mean, if you don't get a kill in the next like 5 seconds, like you kind of got to save. Gonna try and sneak through this smoke. Bob not really paying attention. Okay, so just trying to try and spam at the angle. Do they really want to commit to this?
I mean, time is really ticking, and there's still so many positions to clear out. I think you can just try and get away right now, even with that kill. So out they go, save those weapons, and Eyeballers are up to 4.
Yeah, really well done. Just a quick hit towards the B bomb site when they sense they had it. JW is going to try and take some M4s away at the end, but they entrench themselves on the stairs and don't go anywhere else. They can hear the footsteps of JW into the bomb site. Nobody peeking. And JW goes down. Doesn't clear hard right. AK-47 given over to FOZE. So 4-2. A lead for Eyeballers. Starting to be able to work the map. A couple good plays in middle, opening kills provided, scaling up short, and then you switch into just an overwhelming hit at the B bomb site through the halls. Only success Astralis has had has been the pistol round and the ensuing. Outside of that, it's been all Eyeballers. They take a timeout out of the victory heading into this next gun round, so going to make Astralis consider their options. Actually, excuse me, not next gun round, just a couple force-ups around the 2 saved rifles.
Well, so it's got you a little bit hot and heavy to kick things off if your Eyeballers feeling it at the moment, knowing you've got Astralis in a weird economic situation. You've still got some room to grow this T-side start.
I feel like JW would have had some very important words to give to his team before this went live with the position that he's in as a leadership figure. Be cool to ask him what exactly he said to the team to get them motivated for this matchup, to get them playing well.
Overwhelming Palace this time. For Astralis, 2 players charging forward. Eyeballers realize they've lost significant control of that. They're just going to pause. That is going to slow this round down a lot for Eyeballers. They have so much to worry about now.
Just got to be conscious of it. And obviously coming back in, plenty of time to deal with it. You want to force the defense back. So yeah, going to deploy a smoke and you aren't going to want to pressure that whatsoever. But it's information gained and the option might be available to you later on in the round. They still have time to traverse to the other side of the map. Astralis, though, doing a good job of not peeking, not getting anything over for free. So if Eyeballers don't start making their move, actually, I'll say this. This is a lot of resources kind of stalled out doing mostly nothing on the map while all this is going on towards Palace. So Astralis is doing a good job of chewing so much time off the clock.
Well, Staehr does get taken out eventually as Rolf steps into Palace to deal with that threat. 45 seconds left, and it is going to be an Eyeballers finish towards this A site. Some split potential later on in the round. JW as the AWPer is just cutting rotations off towards top mid.
Yeah, he's not going to be aggressive. You won't see him splitting towards Con whatsoever. He wants to stay far, far back. Good kill from Bob, providing the openings necessary. 28 seconds, still plenty of time. One goes down, trades as they turn the corner, and there's JW with an easy pounce and an easy kill. Eyeballers continue their winning ways, up by 3.
I mean, you got to be loving this start. Here comes the next level up. We've got Astralis getting the AWP out for FOZE. Everybody else is going to have the rifle they desire and plenty of utility now arriving for Astralis. So this is the big obstacle. We'll see if Eyeballers can get around it, over it, or through it. And if they can win another round even against this full buy when everything's fully fleshed out, who knows how far they could go in terms of this initial start.
Yeah, you could just get buried if you can't close this one. Astralis put a lot of focus on mid early, exchange of utility. Bob's trying to find a chance at it, but FOZE from the underpass grabs the quick kill. Opening provided, Astralis up in a 5-on-4. Now he's got to find an escape route.
Maxter spotting HooXi, trying to put pressure on the Astralis in-game leader. Keep HooXi down in the bomb site. He's not giving up any chances here. No peeks towards Maxter. As soon as he does, Maxter sends a few shots. HooXi realizes he's still got a threat up in the apartments to worry about. JW will start making his way out through the underpass.
Oh, Staehr's coming window. Timing I don't think would be with JW, but he wants to peek into the A bomb site. He's alone in middle. So again, can't imagine any aggression coming from this position. Much like last round, a supportive element meant to just be a nuisance in the middle of the map. But this is a long time for him to hang out, having to think about a catwalk push, a window peek. Just now resmokes window, which kind of shows to Astralis some mid control is coming in.
Oh, Fuzi goes into the peak, bottom connector. JW knocked away. Dex is going to reply, but you still got Ryu being burnt out of position. Dex with a follow-up kill has drawn this back to even numbers. Astralis trying to rotate over. They've got two players coming through CT. One of them Staehr, and he's looking for that cross into the bomb site. Now the plant is not committed to just yet for Eyeballers. Rolf is going to put that through now, and he's planted it for the Stairs and jungle post-plant position. So it's strong if they can get into those spots, and they are in those spots currently, but they're being forced out of them. Yabi spams through the connector, and now we've got Maxter getting taken down upon the push as well. So Astralis will retake and find an important round victory here and put an end to the streak of Eyeballers.
Yeah, nice retake coming from CT spawn. Just as the bomb gets planted and you realize the planter is going to be in a moment of transition where he's trying to find cover. Once he gets into that safety, the retake gets so much more difficult. So really good timing for Astralis to hit. Helped out obviously with the opening kill, the follow-up from FOZE, the op doing work in this round for Astralis. The perfect amount of impact. Good protocols and good scaling and a good job from Eyeballers getting into the bomb site, but a better retake. Yabi, just a beast, double kill on it. 5-3 for Eyeballers, and they buy back up. There's still money in the bank for another investment in round 10 as well if Eyeballers need it. Different story for Astralis. It'll depend on how much they can save in a losing effort if they're able to continue buying and continue fighting. So it'd be a really strong blow to deal to Astralis if Eyeballers can pull it off. A round win to take plenty of guns away, give yourself an advantage, and then you might even be able to just run away with the second half, or I mean, excuse me, the rest of the half. This is Eyeballers' map pick of Mirage. Showing good things on it so far. 3 players in middle. Maxter just coming back from the B halls now. Bomb is in T-spawn, so no decision quite yet for Eyeballers. Minute left on the clock. Now look like the split coming through Con. FOZE's op is here and in position.
We got Dex making his way up towards Yabi. Staehr also silencing what would be an Eyeballers attempt towards this A side split, but the players haven't even come out of ramp yet, and the connector contingent is already dead. So much more like what we were expecting here. Astralis putting a stop to Eyeballers moving forward.
Yeah, it really feels like Astralis has settled this down to quite a degree. They look very comfortable in this round. So Eyeballers will have to go on a little bit of a run to disjoint that again if they can. 5 rounds already is a good place to be. Just scrape together one more. Another buy coming in moving forward. Maxter going to save the AK-47, moving over into Palace for the safety. But Astralis coming right back. The early effort from Eyeballers is fantastic, and now we're seeing the response from the favorites adapting, adjusting, and clawing back into things. Just 1 round back now.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be too stressed about the start. You know, you can get a hot lead on Mirage. You can get those T-side rounds going. But for Astralis, the fact that when the money came back and they got the AWP out for the first time, that they win 2 rounds in a row, they're starting to chip away at the money. If they win this one, they're going to get that break they've been looking for. Force Eyeballers down to some weaker weapons again, and Astralis will have a tied game. So we'll see if that is the case. Eyeballers have one last chance to really try and extend from these 5 rounds they picked up in a row.
Yeah, there really shouldn't be any cause for panic for Astralis. Over the past month, they've gone on a pretty good run and have got some pretty good wins under their belt that should let them know they're on the right path. Wins over the Mongols, wins over Bates. Undefeated here in the PGL Bucharest group stage. Wins over Foot, over Spirit back at ESL Pro League, over Furia at ESL Pro League. They've got a lot of very strong wins, so no cause for panic.
Oh, good kill from Dex at least. Had a couple of those in the last round. Didn't lead to anything though. Hoping that this time it's a different story. Under a minute on the clock. Staehr looking to block out connector. Really important role here on the CT side, and he can get nothing. Yabi, transitions to the jungle player. Does damage to him, but doesn't bring him down. So Eyeballers do remain competitive. In fact, they keep 4 players up, and they get into that A side, so it's going to be 6-4. And Eyeball is loving the fact that they win this one so cleanly too, right? They don't lose too many players, just the single, so they can build money up again.
Yeah, really cool seeing as well around like this too, where it's like it's not just Eyeballers winning off some of that momentum. It's, you know, Astralis just rattled off 2 in a row, started looking comfortable, and you're still able to snatch a round away from them. Very cool stuff from Eyeballers so far here in Mirage. Little bit of a hunt to try and find the AWP of FOZE, but not ultra dedicated to it at the moment. And they're content to let him have the AWP for the next round. 6-4. 2 rounds remaining in this opening half.
Terrorists win.
Eyeballers making a bit of a statement that they're not just going to be any kind of a rollover squad. A double up setup now picked up for Astralis. Actually, yep, it's passed over to HooXi as the secondary AWPer. FOZE has his, so HooXi going to position himself at the B bomb site, which is going to allow them to put that 4th player on a rifle to be a little bit more mobile around the map and not be super concerned about the B halls. Now moving down the ramp as a unit. You've got Yabi over in ladder room. Staehr there in support, taking some attention. Yabi's got the first kill, dodges the flash, but nade in hand, nothing he could do as Bob swings in. Middle of the map controlled by Eyeballers. In a position they could exploit as they move quickly and swiftly and decisively towards the B-bomb site.
But it's HooXi's got to step up with the AWP, and he's just not going to be able to make that happen. So they had 2 shots at that, couldn't take anybody down. Now Staehr has arrived, hoping that his rotation is going to be effective enough, but he's just spraying bullets and not really connecting any of them. So you've got Eyeballers, 2 players on very low HP. Grenade's going to go in. Bob's going to dodge that, but he can't dodge the flames. He's forced into the open. FOZE gets the frag, but FOZE's now going to clutch. A 1v3 total would be for him. He's switched out to the rifle, but there's no bullets in that, and he just ends up getting flanked out by JW. I mean, if you're Eyeballers, you're absolutely loving the performance you're putting on the server right now.
I love seeing JW still just be like a sneaky little round of a player as well. You know, like he has his presence on short, clears out the player at the back of the side, repositions through the ladder room to wrap around. Just the game IQ for JW is so high. Good opening kill for Yabi, but not able to build anything off of it. And again, it's like the quick pace. It's when that's happening. Eyeballers is one of these teams right now that are just really trying to exploit the gaps they create as fast as possible and not let the experience and the game plan of Astralis ever kick in. Astralis isn't giving any chances to read the game and get ahead of the play because Eyeballers is always escalating.
Well, this time they bring the fights to them. FOZE and Staehr taking the first 2 kills almost immediately as soon as the round begins. Ryu holding on and spraying away for a second. So last round of the half will go Astralis' direction. Will be a 5th round being collected here for the CT side. I don't think Astralis are going to be too happy about this first half whatsoever.
No, but at least you got something positive right at the end, right? Like, at least you scraped this round together. Still, I don't think, like, panic is anything, but certainly they're going to understand they've got a huge task in the second half ahead of them. What a great opening. What a great first look in these quarterfinals of Eyeballers. 7-5 lead over Astralis. We're going to switch sides and see what the defense can do, see what HooXi can marshal his troops into for an offensive campaign here. 10 kills on Bob, 10 kills on Dex, 9 on JW. Those 3 leading the way. JW with plenty of initial kills, opening kills, I should say, especially at the start of the half. The first 2 gun rounds won by Eyeballers were started by JW getting opening kills in middle. So him as that kind of veteran leadership presence, able to get them started on the right foot. Really cool to see. And there's the ultra layer too of, I mean, much like what we just had with 3D Max in the previous, the conversation about them, like the whole goal of that team when it began was revitalizing the French scene and having a French team. Obviously, the same story over with Eyeballers. The entire point of this was JW starting this team and this organization to get Swedish Counter-Strike back on the map because they dropped off the face of the earth.
Well, they really did, and for a while, and FOZE's coming back. He's kind of having his own sort of return to form in his own career, obviously, but bringing the Swedish player to the crowd in Stockholm and the last couple of events at Pro League, and he gave them a show. He won a really impressive series against Spirit where he was the star of the show. It's good to see The Swedes entering the server again these days. We got JW waiting down in the underpass and got himself a good opening here on Staehr. Trying to get a second as well. Ryu's applying pressure. His teammate's gone, but JW had one bullet left in that USP and he's picked it up. Now he's looking for his next target towards middle. Now HooXi's running him down, looking to try and force him away. JW's handling the pressure though. There's the bomb at his feet, and JW is laying down the law.
Yeah, he is. You gotta love seeing this out of JW. Okay, this one's tough though. Yabi creeping up close. Timing. This angle might be unexpected, but he swings into the angle. Beautiful shot. And it's JW to control this situation, to control this pistol round.
This is what you're asking for, you know, coming into a game today. We're talking about JW back in the playoffs, and he's actually performing really well. It's all you can ask for. Good to see him have a big pistol round here, some nice shots. Even HooXi just tries, I've had enough of JW getting kills in underpass, runs at him, and JW handles that pressure too. 8-5 up. Eyeballers have won the pistol round coming into the second half. It's going to be an eco here for Astralis. They did not get close to the bomb plant there. So Eyeballers can start to pull away here on the CT side.
Yeah, they really can. Build up some money and just bury Astralis. And it's going to be a great chance here to build up plenty of bonus money. Showing the bomb towards the B bomb site, trying to get a shift with that sound cue. And it ain't going to work. One more comes out of Palace. 2 quick kills, make it 4. And HooXi alone with the bomb. So 9-5. Eyeballers are going to be just 4 rounds away from a map 1 victory. Crazy to think about it.
Feels like the engine. We've been waiting for it to start here for Astralis. It's just not going. It's just not moving right now.
Which is interesting. I mean, you have some of your, like, you know, your big time players with a decent amount of kills. You know, Fuzzy's. I said Fuzzy. Fuzzy's got a
Fizzy,
Fuzi. He's got 12 kills. Staehr's got 10. Like you have, you know, Ryu's got 8. You've got a decent amount of kills, but I think just like the impact and the pace that Eyeballers brought out within the first half was really just catching him off guard. That first half wasn't won and lost by frags. It was won and lost by Eyeballers getting in before those frags even really mattered for retaking the bomb site.
Ooh. A lot of damage landing towards Yabi. You know, JW waiting up in the apartments. There's going to be plenty of players coming to test his site. We'll see if JW can display his might. Just the 1 kill. And Staehr to trade him efficiently, moving into the B site. And yeah, you gotta save. Look how far away the rest of the Eyeballers are.
3 MP9 still as well. Interesting them kind of stacking up. I think maybe the weaker weapons made them feel like they had to group up towards one of the bomb sites and they just selected the wrong one. Now, if you can set up in a round like this and get some exit kills, I think you'd need a few more players over in the B halls to join up with Bob. He'd probably have to scale a little bit further. You can get some upgrades to AK-47s. If HooXi gets distracted here, he's going to go down to Bob. Oh, he turns. What a good read, but not fast enough.
Trying to get back out. Looking to make some money. And Staehr handling Max through, and Bob also going down. So that's the release valve. You can move forward. You can save comfortably enough and carry those 3 rifles on over.
Actually handled that really well, Astralis. That could have been a disaster down the stretch with the 2 MP9s. They got the smoke up at a pretty decent timing as well. 1 kill. They could have stemmed the tide coming through that smoke and slaughtered Astralis. Almost there for Eyeballers. But they buy back in because they got plenty of cash. So op on JW, MP9, and M4s otherwise for Eyeballers.
JW is looking for a boost on the side of that smoke. Quite common play, but will not be coming their way in this round. We got Astralis again, heavy B lean. Coming at Bob this time.
Yeah, I think they're going to be clearing out underpass and maybe forcing back any presence in mid or any connector presence before they return to the B bomb. So, but yeah, with the bomb being dropped at the base of the halls, it feels like that's the end point. Want to challenge and put some pressure on with just a single player, show and execute, but not commit to it. Look at all the counter utility they've forced out. Astralis is saying, we've set ourselves up perfectly for the late round. If we want to go to the B bomb site, all the counter nades are gone.
Yeah, wanting to open up on some plays available through the window and Looks like eyeballers want the information. They want to see what mid is looking like, but as they move forward and they take those risks, both of those kills go the way of Astralis. So you're falling into a 3v5 here if you're eyeballers. And this is where Astralis have just under a minute to work with. They've got time and they've got the advantages in the player department. So going to be tough for Astralis to lose this round now.
I think Bob just put it together, though. I think Bob just realized nobody's in mid. They're coming back to the B bomb site. This kill is going to secure that piece of information. So JW, a great chance to have impact. There's no smoke for this position. JW can pick them apart.
Well, JW comes back with the AWP. He doesn't strike first. He waits until he can connect. Bob is in position and looking good for eyeballers. They pulled this right back, and it's Bob doing what he does best. A multi offshore, and we've got FOKUS dropping down into the site with 15 HP. He is not going to be able to clutch up. JW with further impact on the AW, and this is looking fantastic from eyeballers. Way more competitive than we thought this was going to be.
Yeah, man, give so much credit over to Bob. It's a risk in the 3 versus 4 to go hunting for information off short like that, but when he gets it, pieces together the information perfectly. JW is shifting through CT spawn to the A bomb site, starts pulling him back. That kill secured what the information was correct, but they're already in position. With no utility left, JW's just got a shooting gallery. Double kill from the captain on the op, 10-6.
And JW is not going to miss those easy ones.
I'll tell you what, another timeout from Astralis, and I think this one is time for panic. Eyeballers now 3 rounds away, and they're not giving you any room to work with.
Oh, it would be a disastrous situation for Astralis to lose the opening map of this quarterfinal. Eyeballers, they have got to be so happy with themselves right now. 15 kills, 8 deaths for JW. The cliche rolling back the years, but he really is. And he is certainly known to be an AWPer. Just chiming in shot after shot as they come into that B bomb site. And now 10-6. Let's see if eyeballers can keep this up. Got an AK for FaZe.
I mean, look at the advantage they have in a round like this. 2 Tech 9 and a Deagle. Galil as well. Weapon advantage over to eyeballers. Their biggest concern at the moment is economy. It's not at a full-blown breaking point. It's not pretty in any sense either. Another round where you want to try and have a very clean victory. That's kind of a priority at the moment. It's going to be Maxter on short. He'll peek off at some point to help kind of try and fight towards Khan. That smoke is going to obscure his vision. 3 defenders here, 4 eyeballers.
Yeah, they're in the right places. Now it's all about landing the shots. Dex pulls a nade. FaZe's going to capitalize on that chance and push it towards the jungle. Now they know they have Rolf pinned. The Tech 9 looking to finish him off. Ryu primed and ready. Takes the headshot, and JW having to retreat back and towards CT, but Bob is now unleashed. He had a chance there. That was very exposed there from FaZe, but not fully punished. He'll have to cancel the plant, but with FaZe going down, a 3v3 now established as that bomb plant is coming through this time.
Oh, that's a huge kill, and even a bigger one from Yabi. And now the op can't get away. Yabi's going to try and put a stop to this retreat.
He's got utility at least, blocking out the murder hole, and JW going to jump on by, and even then, Yabi spamming down his retreat.
Oh, I think eyeballers actually played that pretty well once it got into the 3-on-3. You felt like you've kind of stalled out the plant, you've sold out all their utility, you have a ton of good advantages. Great kill from FaZe through the edge of the box. And great kill from Yabi as he stands his ground. But really, I mean, a solid initial defense, but again, another situation where a nade is pulled out after 1 single kill. Like, we're trying to be too clever with utility.
It's just a micro mistake on one player, and yeah, that just sets up it's the first domino to fall, because then the other Wood player is put under too much pressure. Ryu is able to peek in and take him down with a Tech 9. But look at the situation. You mentioned the money. You can't buy again here at eyeballers.
Yeah, well, I mean, they might have been able to force one out if they hadn't just got, you know, wiped out of the map, right? If 2 weapons save, you can go for it. But certainly now, again, with the economy being such a concern, I like that they haven't invested a whole lot here. Couple Zeuses picked up on Maxter and Dex. 5-7 on JW.
Oh, I was going to hear the steps going past. Dex,
Uh-oh.
you've just let him go a little bit too far for that to be too effective, and then you're being watched from connectors, so...
Yeah, that was too perfect.
Yeah. Exactly what Astralis would have wanted in that scenario. Rolf at least getting one of the USP. Nice reaction there from FaZe, the Deagle. Just blinding Rolf. We've got Maxter just waiting back. He's going to be pushed by Staehr, looking to make some money on the Mac 10, and he'll do exactly that.
All right.
Okay.
Good seeing the Swedes getting hyped up. A little bit of internal smack talk to get the energy up a notch. It's 10-8. I think Peter just called for a timeout as well. Could see him lean in, put the mic down, conversation. He's got something. He's got an idea that he's going to relay to the team now. Closing end of the map, often where we see the underdogs struggle the most is that understanding of how to close out games. So Astralis with another thrust here to close the gap on the scoreboard. It's 10-8, a 2-round lead for Eyeballers coming out of this timeout. No op in the field for JW. No kits on board for Eyeballers either. And 3 of the last 4 in the favor of Astralis means it, I mean, much like the first half, it feels like this is a stretch that settles them down. Now in the first half, they didn't last very long is the problem. So what comes next?
Well, fist bumps in. As Eyeballers saved for this one. They wanted to get a better buy than instead of wasting one in the last round and forcing out something that was not very likely to work. So let's see if that conservative approach pays off. Astralis have got to feel like this is an opportunity to finally get into the game. Feels like they're doing just enough to stay alive in it, but it's never felt like they're fully here yet on Mirage.
Yeah, they haven't really, yeah, I know what you mean.
Maybe this is the turning point.
I think a round win here, surely, because you'd take over in terms of, you'd break the economy yet again. You'd start going on, you probably have a 4-round streak.
You've also got a load of money. You're looking at 5K and FaZe right now, Rio with 5K as well.
And you have a Hooksy.
And you have a Hooksy, who's always willing to take a hit. So smoke up into the apartments. Gonna hold Astralis back for now. A bit of a fake towards the A-bomb site. We'll see if that adjusts to the defenses. Oh, well, that kill is certainly going to help that out. And so JW getting the trades is really important there on FaZe. A re-smoke coming in to block the apartments for Bob. Looked like they were just about to move through too, so good timing on that smoke.
They break it. Oh, big fight. Big fight for JW to win. That's the mid player. Hooksy has a lurk, is no longer involved in the action. And, yep, freebie.
Yeah, he's got the AWP out, and I think Astralis having to figure out how do we actually win this round. Where do we go? And it isn't backtracking into the AWP. It's JW with another one. JW with heavy impact on the server today.
On for the ace.
Yeah, he is, and he's waiting. Blocking out connector now, utility dropping 15 seconds. They've got to go, so he's throwing all his utility to try and slow them down. JW on for the ace.
There he is.
Does it with some style. Really rolling it back. JW with flair in the server. Returns to the playoffs for the first time in years and still styling on the Tier 1 stage.
Welcome back, JW. Putting your mark on this opening map. A strong ace in a must-win round. The equalizing kill, finding Hooksy late in an unexpected fight, but then picking up the op and doing your best work. It's classic JW.
Yes, it is. He has got to be loving this experience. We've heard him talk about how much he's missed being here. He was tweeting when he got to the event how excited he was to just play at Tier 1 events, and now he's really making the most of it. He's dead here at the start of this round, though. FaZe getting some revenge. Great to hear his mentality about how he doesn't feel like he needs to show himself to the world anymore. He's already done that. He wants to be the level head, the experienced player for this roster, so the youth can really show up. But my goodness, JW is showing himself off right now.
20 kills for JW. Out of action here, 4-on-5 for Eyeballers. So can the inexperienced team put it together? Without the experienced player, you need this kill. Good job, Dex, hunting it down, showing some courage.
Here they come Astralis into the A site.
It's only Rolf at default.
Yeah, you better hope that he can step up here if you're Eyeballers. This utility in place. Missed shots for Rolf. Hasn't been able to do anything there. Ryu clears him out, and so the A site is open. JW's hard work in the previous round about to be undone.
You need Bob to get a couple kills from this position. Trying to swing a little bit wider, open up the angle. He had the opportunity. They weren't paying attention, and now he knows one's over at the boxes as well. Nade towards Ryu. Deals tons of damage.
Here's the flank around the back. Maxter needs both. He needs both kills here. Fuzi reacts, turns around, but Maxter's got both kills. Now we know where he is. Maxter with a beautiful triple kill, and Yabby up in Palace. Astralis can't catch a break. They are not meeting the firepower of eyeballers.
JW loves it. Looking down the line, the kids are playing so well. The information pieced together from CT Spawn, so Maxter's ready for the third fight. A disgusting reaction. He very easily could have been distracted by the op just kind of sticking out and not been ready for that first fight. What an incredible triple kill.
Incredible work for Maxter. And this is with JW going down first. Maxter had to recover this, coming in on the flank. The second's beautiful, but the third is perfect. And Maxter just goes on to secure the 4K as well onto Yabby. But Astralis, every single time they think they're out of the woods, that they finally got into the game, Eyeballers shut that door in their face. It was JW with an ace, and now Maxter with a 4K. Incredible firepower on display from Eyeballers, and they are charging towards a first map victory in this quarterfinal. They've got the opening kill. Astralis trying to get out towards the A site, but Dex has got another. He's just following up. Everybody's on the server having a great time from Eyeballers, and all eyes on the Swedes. They take the opening map. Astralis left stunned to kick off the quarterfinal.
I think we're all stunned. Incredible scenes. JW rolling back the years. He said yesterday he was delusional. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's a genius.
He's got it, baby.
Sometimes a little bit of madness is what you need in life, Rich, and I'm all for it. JW.
In a bracket where it feels like the red carpet's laid out for them to make it all the way to the grand finals.
I mean, yeah, you're playing against Eyeballers in the opening game. Everybody's saying, oh, that, I mean, you know, as
even
well,
we said it.
I was on board with that. I was like, it should be pretty easy for Astralis to get through this one. And, you know, I was expecting a 13-8 for Astralis on the opening map, but strong start from Eyeballers. Great work in the gun rounds, and then down in that second half, it was just so many individual moments. You had JW acing, then you had a Maxter 4K, then Dex to close it out. Everyone was just popping off. So
yeah, JW's going to take the highlights. He's going to take the headlines. But, man, Maxter has that retake at the A bomb site so critical. Dex closing things out. The individuals, the youngsters of Eyeballers able to step up and deliver some impactful performances to close out the map. And now Astralis backs against the wall. A loss here on Ancient, and you're eliminated. It's going to start out very well for Staehr. 2 quick kills, and Maxter backs away into the bomb site. Now, important to say, that was Eyeballers' map pick of Mirage. Now we move on over to Ancient, where Astralis wanted to take this fight. And this is where the more inexperienced teams, this is another issue of theirs, is how deep does your map pool actually go?
well, Astralis are hoping not very deep at all, but obviously Ancient's been a great map recently for Astralis. They've beaten Bait and the Mongols on it so far at this event, not letting them get into double figures. So hoping they can bounce back into the series here. Got JW looking to kick off the pistol round. He's had a good pistol over on Mirage. He's looking to do the same again here from the CT side. It's Yabby that has gone down, and that kill actually evens things out on 3v3.
Oh, Maxter almost ready for that fight.
Oh,
He's got it. Yeah, just picks the head of Ryu off. Okay, Astralis is just getting whittled down due to indecision. Huddle, now the bomb. The bomb's out in the open. It's JW and Maxter again and again. Pistol round for Eyeballers.
Yeah, that's another pistol round. So, like, they have a great opportunity again in front of them to make the most of this and go on a run and do what they did on Mirage, which is get good starts and really force Astralis to have the hard work ahead of them from the get-go.
Yeah, you don't want to be in this situation if you're Astralis. You mentioned it in the first map. All the pressure, considering the way this bracket has kind of panned out, looking at it for Astralis with the rise that they've had recently, with some of the weaknesses in the other teams we've noticed. Man, like, this is where if Eyeballers get out to a hot start here on the elimination match, that pressure gets cranked up a notch. You got to be real careful for Astralis. First gun round going to be important as hell.
Yeah, if you're Eyeballers, you would absolutely love to somehow ride that wave in from Mirage seamlessly into Ancient.
Playing with no pressure, playing from the front, playing with momentum, all things that underdogs generally need to win, and Eyeballers have them at the moment, and look at this play.
Bomb.
Trigger discipline as well. JW wants 4 kills.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to get in behind, and going to track this bomb all the way back, alert the donut player to it. Now JW's going to accelerate. They're going to hear those steps. They know they're being flanked now, but dealing with him is a whole other problem. Now Yabby's going to hit the pause button. The bomb lies down on the floor in front of him, and he's got multiple targets coming at him. He's reloading and exposed to both sides. So too many threats, and Eyeballers don't let that round get scary at all.
Yeah, Astralis at some point is going to have to fight fire with fire. I think there's a world in which, because this team has so many advantages, a few more game plans, and you got HooXi, if they try and fall into playing too much of a tactical game, I think some of these bold plays that eyeball, this early push, obviously against Glocks, but you start seeing some of those more individual efforts mixed in. I think Astralis can get caught off and disconnected. We saw it in the pistol round as they kind of got pulled in between 2 or 3 different ideas.
I think this competition started for eyeballers with a forfeit win versus FaZe that didn't show up to the event. And they've made the most of it. One map up in the quarterfinals. It's Bob going to be spraying down through elbow, getting traded by Yabby eventually. HooXi having to deal with a main aggression. 2 players coming at him. HooXi's got information, but he hasn't got his life.
And they just shifted over to A-main to join up with HooXi. So you've lost him now. The staging area is kind of gone, and time is wasted as you have to come back in and re-clear this.
Well, I love the confidence from eyeballers right now. Getting in Astralis' faces, being disruptive. They're going to walk right through the smoke. Dex is ready for it. FOKUS not wanting to give away that he's there either. If he pauses and he waits, maybe Yabby can sort of adventure over here and join up with him with a minute left.
There's no need to rotate in a way that leaves huge gaps at this point in a 5-on-2. Play safe positions to gather information, slim gaps, make it tough to go to die to a shot, to an incredible shot. Just play information and play for the retake now with the advantages you have. Astralis are the ones that have to commit into a fight if they want to. 43 seconds left on the clock. Dex not panicking as that smoke comes in. It's JW who makes the move. He says, okay, your line of sight is taken away. I'll just shift over towards Donut just in case. Now down to 30 seconds in a 1v4.
I'm loving how eyeballers are playing right now. They're just moving, constantly being proactive, closing the space down on Astralis. They just don't have the map to work with. FOKUS's got to clutch this, and 15 seconds left. He'll head into the A bomb site, but Dex is in the perfect position. He's in the checkmate spot. There's no way, surely, that FOKUS can win this. And he will go down. Dex to pick him up, wraps around the default boxes, and eyeballers do come out swinging here on Ancient.
You know, there's another layer that we haven't touched on too much, but you can't underestimate the impact winning a map 1 is going to have for a team like eyeballers. You know, you come into this, you know you're heavy underdogs, you know it's unlikely that you're able to kind of steal away a victory, but you're going to come in and try, and then when you're able to come out on top in that fashion and do it so dominantly, man, the confidence swing is you're just like, okay, these guys are within our realm. These guys, we can definitely beat them here. So eyeballers have no reason to be afraid on this map.
Oh, taking a bit of a nade to the feet there. HooXi, it slows him down. And he'll still move into Jag, so he clears that one out with Molotov. They're into middle with multiple players here. BobXT just jiggling to gather that early information, but he's smoked out. He has to call to his teammates. They could be pushing into the red room. We'll see eyeballers' adjustment to this.
Okay, it's the best chance that Astralis has had to actually win around here, but this is a long angle for JW's AWP. Ain't nobody coming Temple. He's going to shut them all down. However, Bob has fallen. JW is going to have to be a little bit more passive here. Missed shot on the jump, but he needs to stay alive. Teammates have arrived. He backs off all the way.
Yeah, he does. He gets out of danger at least, but he's just waiting to join up for his teammates, right? They're coming back in to help him. You're going to go for this, obviously. If you're eyeballers, you got all the better weapons. You're just trying to put them in the right places. Good consideration here from Dex. Good timing to look behind him because that flank was coming in from FOKUS. Yabby playing in the donuts. The only player that's got his hands on a better weapon here. The rifle, but Staehr doing what he can on the deagle. It's just a single kill. So Yabby in donut taken down by Dex. And yeah, sharp shooting again here from eyeballers. They get aim on the retake. They lose a single player, and it's 4 rounds in a row.
Here's another layer for you, Dinko. Ancient for Astralis is an 85% win rate. It's the map they want to go to in the veto process. It's the map they're going to select in most of their series. And as you're turning that corner into the major, you all of a sudden lose some confidence in your map pick. That's an issue.
Don't oh, guys, you are trolling me right now.
You know what? It can certainly feel that way sometimes.
You gotta be trolling.
I think anyone who's tried to IGL for a game can understand that emotion, that feeling.
Well, things are looking pretty sour in the Astralis camp. There's Staehr though. Oh, sweeten things. Coming out with a double kill on BobXT and Max, so that's what Staehr can do. He's going to get you a couple of rounds like that running through mid with those openers.
Yep, and you just save. If you're eyeballers, keep your feet planted over at the B bomb site. No need to move. You're not recovering this round. Those kills are way too fast down mid. So at least Staehr decides to stop trolling.
And starts rolling. We'll see if they can keep it going here, Astralis. Those mid fights could be 50-50s. Obviously, Staehr better than a lot of players in the world in terms of how much impact he can get out in those mid fights when he gets the spawn for it.
Oh, this time too. I think they both came through smoke as well, so a little bit of fortune going into his side, but definitely Staehr is going to be a force, you would imagine, throughout this half, as long as Astralis can keep this up.
Now, we've seen eyeballers be proactive and make aggressive plays. I'm kind of scarred from the last quarterfinal watching MIBR get aggressive
You know what?
on the CT side.
I was actually thinking about that too when JW was kind of pushing down mid to wrap around through Donut.
I'm just wondering, is there a point in this game where we see eyeballers start giving Astralis chances by walking into them? It'd be great to say, okay, we got a good start playing this way, but if it stops working, I'd love to see the adjustment come quick from eyeballers.
I think a lot of it's going to, I mean, you lose 2 opening kills like that. There's nothing you can really do. It'll be interesting. But I mean, going back to Mirage, they handled the retake so much better. Part of the issue with those pushes from MIBR is it just felt like there was no like big picture concept to it. Well, it was just kind of like, I'm just going to pick here.
To make an individual decision.
Right. Eyeballers have felt a little bit like there's some plans behind it, or at least some orchestration and how to coordinate that. JW goes for an early peek with the ult towards A, just misses his timing as he gives away the scope.
And they are playing more passive in mid instantly here, eyeballers. I think they learned their lesson about getting bashed by Staehr, but then the break of the red smoke has to be a trade from BobXD, and he's got it. So shutting Staehr down before he can get a multi-kill. Good flash, and no, that's real bad. He gets stuck in the open. Give him one back.
Well, now let's see what the reaction is, because JW, you imagine, is going to want some help at some point. He's playing over in Donut. There's relative safety, but what does the rest of eyeballers do? What does Rolf and Dex actually do over at the B bomb site? Because they haven't budged. And if they're going to come in for this retake, JW probably needs at least 2 kills out of this situation. If he can survive in Donut after that, it'd be excellent. But you need to thin this out and buy time for your 2 teammates to join up with you.
To the A side, they moved. Missed shot from JW.
Oh, Hooksy stopped short.
And JW not finding himself the perfect position to deny that bomb plant. So,
well, now you have to do one of 2 things. If you're the other players, you have to kind of push and help JW get out of this scenario. If you're not going to go for the retake, JW needs to try and survive. Going to use the cover of the smoke to work his way towards Red Room. Yabby hasn't found any of these players at the B bomb site moving. And Astralis going to get a pretty chill win again into the A bomb site. 5 players survived in the last round for Astralis, 4 surviving in this round. Starting to see that Astralis ancient T side building up.
yeah, it's the mid success coming in from Astralis. Again, back-to-back rounds, 2 kills from middle that lead to a round 1 on the A site. Oh, eyeballers didn't even play aggressively in mid this round. They go for a JW peak A main.
It's the mistake from Bob that does it, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I didn't even mind it. It looked like he was just going to reposition into the cubby and play for them to walk in towards Donut, but I think his brain was like, no, this is a bad idea. And then he makes it worse by trying to leave in the wrong moment.
And then just gets stuck in the middle of indecision and gets stuck on the wall.
Yeah, you're going to have to live and die by that with the younger players as they gain experience for sure. That one, you get the crappy end of things. Round 7. Deep utility down mid. This time there's a little bit of presence. Not swinging behind elbow, but Bob's going to jump over towards Donut, smoked out. Maxter playing in Red Room, smoked out.
Ryu taking the spawn this time. He's going to head out towards the boxes.
JW's alt positioned over towards Jaguar as well. So Astralis is happy with this first step of map control that they've taken. Molotov down is going to force Ryu into the open. Flashbang as well, but no commitment to the fight.
Yeah, Ryu.
Maybe some conditioning from losing that previously.
Yeah, Ryu going to be happy enough he didn't take any fire on that retreat back towards elbow. JW trying to be dynamic with his AWP, is selecting a lot of different positions, but Bob has stepped out and taken a death. It's going to be FaZe taking that one. Another advantage in middle found by Astralis.
Now it's starting to look like a little bit like MIBR CT sides.
Yeah, you're just giving them chances. Now Astralis hit the pause button, you walk into them. JW, oh, the unscope as well. Oh, it's starting to look a little rough now for eyeballers.
Timing on that is so unfortunate.
Yeah, Gabby's just going to take it as well and move on up. JW's going to walk right into the crosshair. And this is more like it from Astralis. getting comfortable.
Time for a timeout if you're eyeballers, and I think Peter's got to get on the mic and just say, all right, guys, stop moving. You know,
Giving them kills.
it's the same thing we were talking about in the previous series, is just hold on. Now, hold on, it's not over yet. They're forcing through the smoke, and Maxter punishes them for every step they take.
How has he got away with that? That is incredible. Now, HooXi has to 1v2 this. 15 seconds left. Maxter turns and finds him as well. Look at the rage as well on HooXi. So disappointed. How are they losing this round? Well, and that timeout immediately coming in. It's going to be Astralis calling this one. They've slipped on a banana peel. Got to make sure they don't knock themselves out. That is a huge round for Maxter. A disastrous moment from Astralis, and they've got to get their emotions in check.
How are they giving this one up? How is it just one by one through the smoke? That's what he's going to be pissed about.
That was terrible.
It could not have been easier for Maxter. I think that, I mean, even if you didn't feel like you had to go through the smoke, you had time to wait it out.
Yeah. I mean, HooXi's really got to feel like they're trolling him now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what a disaster.
Nice! Vad fan gör de? What the fuck? Nice, Max! Det är så fucking bra!
Yeah. What are they doing? I don't have no idea.
HooXi doesn't know either.
That's fired up eyeballers. Astralis, I mean, decisions like that might just lose them this quarterfinal.
I mean, that's just going to knock you off kilter. We already knew it felt like with the way it opened and the way HooXi reacted that it felt like, no, that's just going to add into it.
It's just add on top.
This is just like a stress test of the mentality of Astralis in this early run.
No, they are getting picked apart.
Don't give anything back now. You don't need to do anything here. 5 on 3.
Just ride this wave. Make sure you just take this opportunity and really pummel Astralis. Pile on the pain, pile on the tilt. It is looking great right now. Ryu getting one, but instantly replied to. BobXD holding Staehr's attempt, but it's not going to work out for him. FooZi has nowhere to go. You know, you can bounce back from a round like that if you come out and you win the next round. Astralis come out and they just get absolutely melted. I mean, that's just going to make it even more tilting that you lost the last round. Things were starting to line up for Astralis. It felt like they were starting to build what was going to be a really strong T side. Looked like they're putting an end to eyeballers. You're like calling for a timeout, and it definitely felt like we're hitting that point in the game. And then all of a sudden, Astralis give a golden chance back over to the eyeballers.
Yeah, this is brutal. It looks like he's actually going to try and go for this in the 1v4, which is fair play. Yeah, he's caught. JW yet again.
9-2. What a start from JW.
What a start from eyeballers. Shocking everyone today.
Hey, it can be called a start, but it might just be the end coming up here. Astralis are knocked off their feet at the moment.
Yeah, they are. They do feel like they're just kind of swaying, standing up.
And if you're eyeballers, you know, we can start getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. Imagine if they win this and they go into the semifinals. You got 3D Max. That's a beatable team in the semis.
I told you, Dinko, keep your heart open for a surprise. You always got to be ready, especially when JW's in the mix. We had a little conversation between maps. You casted JW once on your very first event of commentary, and never again, and now you're getting the treat.
Yeah, many, many years ago. I couldn't really call that casting either back then, but I was given a microphone. And now BobXD is going to break open that smoke and start tapping away as FooZi starting to cross over. The bomb does make it safely at least, but you've got to be aware that that's a gap that's been opened up.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's fallen back from the B-ball. Oh, good find. Dex just comes out of the smoke, and now the map just shrinks.
Yeah.
Careful, Bob. You're being held. Good shot from Staehr. Now they feel like the B-bomb site is opened up, and Op trying to pick them off. FOZi misses the shot.
Yeah, he's going to cut them off, though. 7 them off from JW. All right, JW, you're on your own. You're on an island on this A site.
And the inexperienced players have to make a decision if they want to bail him out and alleviate some of this pressure on him. He's got 3 different choke points, 4 different choke points he's got to be concerned about.
"45 seconds hearing the steps. JW. Castaway alone on this site. Plant is coming through. His teammates rotating over JW, making sure he doesn't step out and make a mistake. He wants the numbers to be even when they attempt this retake. This is giving time for Astralis to get back into position. FooZi, he knows you're going to have to deal with tempo players. So he's got the scope up. He sees the shadow. He primes himself. He's ready. Staehr's taking the kill on Rolf. JW and Dexter with kills. FOZY missing shots. It's all on FOZY, and a missed one again. Utility and that defuse coming through. Eyeballers retake. Astralis can't hold on. Piling on the pain, piling on the pressure, and piling on the round wins.
I hope y'all didn't forget about JW because he's a champion here. Holds on to Temple the whole time. Orchestrates that retake. Brings a teammate over with him. Trades every kill that comes out from Astralis and pins down FOZY in a main. An incredible performance from one of the all-time greats, and they've primed themselves for a huge upset here in PGL Bucharest playoffs.
Yeah, he's got the rest of his teammates showing up as well. Maxter and Dex doing some real heavy lifting at the moment. Obviously, Maxter was the player that had the turning point, shutting down that A main push, and they're all coming through the smoke. I've just killed Astralis. There's Yavi trying to force himself into the fight, but Maxter and Dex again. Okay, it's just over. They're just dead.
They're making him look so pedestrian, aren't they? They're making Astralis just look so mid.
This is what I thought Astralis were going to do to Eyeballers.
Exactly. I mean, it's clear that Astralis has just been so knocked off their game and out of any mentality.
You know, Astralis may have one Swede on the team, but Eyeballers, the Swedes ain't one to lose to the Danish organization right now. They're bringing in the pain. And this is fantastic to see. Hooksy's just, I mean, he's just got to be feeling so disappointed in the performance his team's putting in right now. You got 1 kill on Ryu, 2 for FOZY, 2 for a Hooksy. They're just not hitting back. The only player that's had impact here is Staehr.
True. 1 kill on Ryu, 2 on FOZY. Yeah, this is... I mean, you kind of mentioned the engine on the previous map had not come online, and you hit tab, and like they had the number of kills, they had the quantity, just not the quality. Here, they don't have either.
Yeah, like you said, pedestrian. They don't have an engine. They're walking. Those are their deaths. That's exactly what Hooksy does.
Not
Another
even
one, and they're not even celebrating anymore. Guys, this is actually kind of easy right now.
They're having so much fun on the eyeballer side of things, especially when another timeout comes in. You just know the pressure. You probably aren't even talking too much about tactics right now if you're eyeballers. It's all mentality. It's all about keeping those vibes up. This team is just rolling with momentum.
We even heard Maka in his post-game interview with Paula. He was like, yeah, Astralis, the heavy favorites in that game. They look like the best team here at the event. I think they're favorites for the tournament. They should get through eyeballers.
Well, they clean swept Astralis the group stage, beating MIBR, beating Bait, beating MongolZ 2-0. For eyeballers, I mean, they labored through it. Even with the forfeit win over FaZe, they had to play in the last day to qualify through.
Well, if eyeballers knock out Astralis, then they've saved us from having to watch the possibility of FUT versus Astralis again later on in the tournament. So I think that's also a small win. It'll be like the 8th time or something we've had to watch that.
Yeah, we've seen that one a lot.
Look at this situation for Astralis. Like Galil.
Tell you what, watching eyeballers, how they're playing right now against FUT would be a very fun game to watch at some point. Not going to happen here, most likely.
Would have to be the grand final.
But I don't know, like, would you sit here and say that eyeballers can't beat 3D Max in the semifinals?
Nope.
Exactly, so... eyeballers. Okay, that's an odd miss. We're gonna give that one up. JW just narrowly off, maybe just moving a little bit, but the bullet whizzes past Staehr. So again, the man who's been having impact for Astralis finds another opening kill. Flashbang in. Good turn from Yabi playing anti.
At this point, because you've given away a couple of kills, you kind of have to keep going at them. Try and pull something back. So Rolf gets himself positioned at the bottom of the B ramp. He's going to watch as Ryu walks out into the open, and then Hooksy was waiting for that trade attempt. No, Astralis shouldn't let this one go. But Maxter, he's coming on over, and I guess when he's alive, there's always a shot.
They have the money, so I think they're just saying, why wouldn't we come over here? Bomb's not planted. Let's go see if something can happen.
Even if we don't win the round, do the damage.
Well, considering the way they've been playing, I'm not even against the idea of them coming and fighting for this. You don't need the save. The AK would be nice to have, but not the biggest deal in the world. Like, go see if you can continue creating the magic you have been all half long.
Yep,
there we go.
The ball plant denial. 15 seconds left. Now panic stations for Astralis. Maxter around, and now they're planting again. He goes out into the open. Needed that fight if he was to win the round. But Bob XD, we've heard great things about him. Maybe this is the moment he shows us it. On B3. going to be coming through Jag.
Position of FaZe makes this pretty much impossible.
Well, I mean, damage would be good too, right? It's like Astralis don't have a...
Yeah, they'd be fine. They'd be fine
okay.
regardless. This is. I mean, they had some Tech 9s in this round, so they've gotten some free upgrades as well. They're going to be all good in terms of their investment. Bob's just going to try and be a hero. There's the first kill.
All right, Bob. Out he goes, and dead he is. So, only the side taken, and a good round to pick up here for Astralis. And you can't leave the half after that turning point. You know, if Max had shut down, not winning a single round after that would have been absolutely devastating.
Yeah. I was primed and ready to pop off if Maxter made those plays. If he got that one more kill, that would have been very doable. 8-3, final round of the first half. Full buys for both squads. JW is back on that AWP. 4 kits for the CT side, well equipped for anything that happens in this round.
Yep, last round of this half. Let's see if Eyeballers can get a 9th. 9-3 on the CT side of Ancient. 4 rounds, definitely enough to pull back here for Astralis. Ryu in the opening fight in middle. Yabi's pushed up through the smoke. A lot better here towards the end of the half from Astralis.
Again, it's that similar conversation, though. It's all punishing aggression rather than creating the opportunities, which is obviously still very valuable.
Okay, well, Eyeballers stall out towards the end of the half. 4 rounds to play with for Astralis.
Iced by the timeout.
Yeah, I mean, 4 rounds is definitely enough here for Astralis. Win the pistol and you can close that gap pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely enough, right? But these 2 rounds is just going to be like the sigh of relief. It's going to be like, that's more like it. That's how we should have been playing this whole half. I don't think they've gotten over the mental hurdle and the focus that they've been like clearly knocked off of, right? Like that's going to take a little bit more time and a little bit more confidence to build up through a string of rounds.
They're very brutal as well. So if there's any other rounds like that,
they've already experienced enough heartbreak, backbreak, whatever you want to call it. Devastating turn of events. It's JW.
it can't be another moment like this.
Yes, it
Astralis.
can.
It can't be another one.
Yes, it can.
Smoke is up. JW goes inside of it. 35 seconds left. Okay. Well, you know, you have to make that move if you're JW. So, goes out through the smoke and dies. So, Maxter, 1v3. Here he comes. Last round of the half. He's going to give it a good go.
FOZY's watching this smoke walk out. He should be dead before he even sees anything at all. Astralis playing a little game of cliffhanger. Fingernails dug in and just barely holding on throughout that first half. At one point, just getting ran over 8-2. Thank God they won those last 2 rounds. They better have some performances to open up their CT side that get some energy and life back into this team.
Well, Eyeballers have been good at pistol rounds. In particular, JW has been doing a lot of work in those.
Inferno would be the 3rd and deciding map in this series if Astralis managed to take us there. Still quite a campaign they're going to have to run, although switching over to the CT side, I think they're going to be pleased about that one. However, remember on the first map in this series, it was Eyeballers getting an opening kill and escalating. They were playing in front of Astralis' rotations, in front of Astralis' protocols. They were so decisive that Astralis could never have a good timing to cheat over to a bomb site, to stack a bomb site as well. Let's see what Eyeballers come out with. Mentioned it earlier, this is the map in Astralis' pool that they want to play. For Eyeballers, it's a 46% win rate, and it's a 46% win rate against like tier 2, 3 teams. It hasn't been a great map in their pool. So crazy to see them have this kind of a performance against Astralis at the moment, but they still need to continue it on this T side.
Ball running straight through middle. Going to be coming at Staehr with that USP. He spots the targets and he gets back to safety. Wanting to be in a position where he can actually play with his teammate. Fuzi on the boost. He's been taken away immediately. Okay, Eyeballers break into the A. Bomb site. Plant is in. JW is cutting off the rotations. There is no losing this pistol round.
Zach's going to get contact. 2 players here in Temple. Hasn't swung yet. He's just holding them
out.
Yeah, but now you know. And Rolf's there to shut one more down. Hooksy in the 1v4.
Yeah, not winning this. So 9-4. 9-4 for Eyeballers. I mean, having a strength of being able to win pistol rounds like this has got to feel amazing. You're getting good starts in every half. We'll see what Astralis decide to do, whether at this point they're 9-4 down. Do you force buy or do you prioritize getting the first buyout quickly.
I think you prioritize getting the first buyout quickly. You can't go down 4-11 and then get your first buyout. You have to save here. You absolutely have to. 20 kills on the first map for JW. He's got 13 here and good impact, but really the star on Ancient so far has been Maxter. It was his quad kill behind the smoke at the A bomb site on defense that saved the day for Eyeballers. From when that half was about to spiral out of their control, he just reestablished dominance.
On a stack of pistols coming through B lane, BobXD, he's got the information. He's going to get overwhelmed. The better weapon now available to Astralis on the ground.
Yeah, good first kill. It's all good. This shouldn't be any kind of a significant problem. They have control of the A bomb site. Bomb is being planted now. There's a Molotov. There's a couple smokes they can use, and obviously the rifles at range are just going to be far superior.
Yeah, you get that bomb planted for the donut post-plant position too. And that should be the insurance policy here to lock in a 10th round for Eyeballers. They're going to send all the pistols at this, seeing what they can do, but they're just going to get farmed. There's a healthy crop here for Eyeballers.
Yeah, one of those MAC-10s will get upgraded to the AK-47 as well. Rolf grabs that. 10-4, 6-round lead by the time the first buy comes in, but it's going to be a little bit labor. There's no AWP available to the side of Astralis, so all M4s, no kits, good amount of utility. But they're starting the CT side campaign comeback on the back foot.
Gotta win immediately. You just have to start winning instantly if you're Astralis, so bringing some attitude to it. It's Staehr. Good movement, gets up onto the ledge, sprints for the first timing to catch JW. BobXD also taken away. So Astralis have rose to the occasion. They have won the first two fights without getting traded, and they're gonna back away.
I think this is going to be the recipe for Astralis' success, is well-executed pieces of aggression like that, especially pressuring towards the B lane. The inexperienced teams on this map and the teams that haven't really figured out this map to any crazy degree, it can feel very suffocating on your T side if you're not able to control B lane. So depending on how Astralis plays this and mixes those pieces of aggressions into their CT game plan, Eyeballers can encounter a lot of difficulty in this half. So yeah, it looks like Eyeballers is marching towards this victory, but Astralis is going to start putting up some resistance now that the guns are out.
Yeah, and if you're forcing the less experienced team into 3v5 and expecting them to play the mid-round, is more likely going to go the favor of Astralis, but then a couple of kills coming right back. Maxter, it's a 1v3. And he taps, running him down. They really shouldn't let this one go! No! That is incredible! How has Maxter come away with it?
He can't even believe it. Look at him!
Everybody's having their moments, and that is surely it. Astralis can't survive that. It's all eyes on the ballers because everybody's having a moment, but it's Maxter time and time again.
What are they doing? How is there no trade?
Look at his face, man. He's like, what is that?
Bro, he's not even put himself in a good position to win it. They can swing on both sides of the box. He should have no chance. What a transfer of the spray.
His hooks he stole on the server, man. Like, I feel like he's just, if he was mad about that first half, like that's two of them now. You've just fed Maxter two massive rounds that you just can't lose if you're Astralis.
And like, oh my lord, this is rough.
Oh my god Max! Vad fan är det där? Va? Alltså vad är det där? Vilken spelare! Ta tag på den alltså.
They're taking the time out to let them stew in it as well.
I love that. I actually love that. But I mean, you get JW on it, like saying that to you. You make a play that gets JW saying that. That's gonna make you feel so good as Maxter. And yeah, dude, call all three.
Do you remember they used to do that though? Like back in the Fnatic times when they were like the best team in the world, they would have one of these tilted rounds, and then they would just call the timeout and let you just sit in that.
I believe it was they did that at the Columbus Major, wasn't it? Or was that the Danes who might have done that one? Either way,
the Swedes are doing it to the Danes now. So
it's absolutely crazy.
Oh, this is insane.
Now, I'll say this. We were talking about it like it's funny. However, Astralis called the timeout first. And I'll tell you right now, that timeout had probably no substance to it. That was everyone mentally checked out. That timeout was to get them checked back in. Eyeballers do call the follow-up timeout, but that timeout probably had a conversation to it.
All right, well, 11-4. Eyeballers looking like the semifinals is theirs. I don't know how you come back from this if you're Astralis. I just don't think you do.
Eyeballers is doing to Astralis what Astralis did to Spirit just like 2 weeks ago at Pro League. Just life games across the board.
23 and 5. Oh my gosh. Astralis is stacking the wrong side of the map. It's just Yabby and Donut.
Well, they're figuring it out at the very least. Staehr's on his way over. It's just like, once again, what are you going to do? All you really have is these tricky plays. The hooksy flank is going to take attention away. Okay, now into the A-bomb site. They haven't found Staehr yet. He's waiting patiently. One player in Donut. They're going to go hunt Yabby down. Good kill from Yabby. Holding strong at Donut. Maxter's up next, but he's still killing everyone. Can't transfer over to Staehr. Astralis survive a little bit longer. Keep Eyeballers off series point.
Okay, that's wild. They bounce back from that. Fair enough. But Bob, what can you do to them? No round is unlosable.
No, and this is a round where, I mean, yeah, you got to feel that way, certainly, at this point. I see where you're going with that one. This is a round, though. Any damage you can do to the economy is huge.
All right, Bob. Let's see what you got. Nothing. Nothing so far.
He's getting at least one.
You think so?
He's getting at least one. Unless he saves. Doesn't count. Technicality. 11 to 5.
They had one in the round.
Yeah, that counts. So Astralis survive a little bit longer. They get some free upgrades to AK-47s, which is so nice. That's going to alleviate some of the pressure on the money in the economy that they're going to be working with down the stretch. And that's just the first healing step of many that they need in this second half. 6 rounds back. It's Eyeballers who hit the economic issues, not able to convert against a low buy here.
I'm going to look at it from the other perspective. Imagine Astralis, despite all these BS rounds and all these mistakes and how terribly they've played some of these situations and the pop-offs from Eyeballers, imagine they still pull it back, Jason.
Sure.
Imagine then the faith you get in your team that you've, okay, that we've hit an all-time low of that, but we come back and find ourselves to win.
I think it's very possible. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility at all. Second time out for Eyeballers. They talk things over. Might want that third one back that they used to kind of humble Astralis on the other side. Might have even been, you know, we were painting it like they tried to, like, you know, really let Astralis doing it. Maybe they're trying to calm themselves down as well. That's a ton of adrenaline going coursing through the team. Second one burned, so one remaining for Eyeballers. They can hold on to that for quite some time.
Bob has saved the AK.
Yeah, and he's got the armor, which is why he's keeping it rather than passing it off. It's not the hero AK, it's the one brought forward. So any damage he can do with that is going to be important. But not picking up any utility to go along with it to try and activate that AK, so it's just going to be Bob trying to find his fights. And over to the A-bomb site we go. It would be Yabby he's up against. And Astralis doesn't want to sit back and wait in a round like this. They push and find JW. And now they're going to start shifting over to the A-bomb site. This move has got to happen right now.
Max is the eagle. Is it going to do it to him? Yabby? No. Okay. He's all good. Bob, though, certainly going to find one of the AK-47. Fuzi, get back to safety. They're hunting him down, and Staehr's there to protect him.
Yeah, that's due to the information that they had with that B push earlier to allow that player to be there for some backup. So really good timing on the rotation. Astralis creep up to 6. And Eyeballers, this is the next round they buy. AK-47 on Bob and Maxter, Galil on Rolf.
I just have a feeling, even though there's been some crazy moments, I still have a feeling these last couple rounds are going to be really tough for Eyeballers to find.
It's just weird. It feels like every time Astralis, like they're still pretty far back. But every time they win like 2 rounds in a row, it's like the momentum feels like it's been taken away. This is usually when Eyeballers get it right back. But again, this is what I mentioned. When do you mix in this disruptive style? It can be so effective. 1-for-1 over in B lane with that push.
Yeah, such an important flash to come in there. Oh, walking through the elbow smoke. Ryu's ready for Maxter. So 3v3. It's been 2 from the Dex here. Can he get another one? He's coming over the top. They're sandwiching the players, but Yabby's handling the pressure, and Dex can't get back to Ryu. So Rolf is in a 1v2. It's winnable. He's jumping up, though, and that's a really important round for Ryu. having to dig deep and handle pressure from multiple sides, but he makes sure he stands up.
Those are the rounds that are going to get Astralis locked in, though. A lot of pressure, 1-for-1, a lot of activity coming in the direction of their aggressive play down middle, and both players in mid handle it perfectly, playing off of each other, making sure you're covering each other's back. That's going to start getting Astralis fired up, especially now that it's a third round in a row. Excuse me, second round in a row.
How often have we seen an underdog team get to the finish line, though, Jason, and just stumble and face plant, eat the dirt?
Concerning. Back to pistols.
Hoping they can keep level heads.
It's that factor, too, with the underdog of, as you talked about during the first map for this series, you get to play without a whole lot of pressure as eyeballers, as you've already exceeded expectations. But that pressure comes roaring back when you're in a position to actually win the series. Comes back tenfold, so eyeballers sitting back with pistols, waiting for the pushes behind these smokes.
Fuzi drifting the ult back over towards CT. Watching for the A main play. He's got Yabby with him. They should be strong enough to deal with any pistol antics. And even if Fuzi's to miss a shot, or actually just rotate off and leave Yabby alone. All right, you gotta rely upon Yabby then with the rifle. Shouldn't be making too many mistakes here.
It's basically the exact low buy. Oh my god, what the hell?
That was over at B. That's going to pull all the attention to the B bomb site.
Is he going to go for one more? Yeah, he is. Okay.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Dex finally caught by Ryu, but they're coming out. Yabby has to step up. And yeah, he will get 4 kills. So yeah, you start to worry a little bit there. Yabby's left on an island. The rotations are very far away. If Yabby misses and goes down there, then you have a tough round ahead of you.
Shout out to Yabby. He never even thought about moving. He never even budged. So much confidence in the 3 players already stacked up at the B bomb site, and rightfully so. Quad kill. And shuts down any attempts at snatching away a round. Okay, that lead is cut to 3 very quickly. Eyeballers running out of real estate to work with in this map. 4 in a row now for Astralis. Heavy play towards the B bomb site, it feels. JW wants to punish this aggression that Astralis has been dealing with them. And there's the first kill. Double swing.
JW has the angle. Yeah, Fuzi was to step back into it, but he's transitioned over towards Cade. Hooksy. First kill's good. And forcing them away. Eyeballers now no longer hold the player advantage. The bomb site feels impenetrable. You got some nades left. They don't have a Molotov.
Look how concerned they are of the amount of aggressive looks they've had to play against from Astralis. They're so worried someone has just kind of camped out and ready to pounce on them from behind, but Astralis has just disappeared from middle. It's chewing a lot of time off the clock. It's going to be alleviated by Bob as he starts peeking elbow. He's going to see that it's clear and let him know there's nothing to worry about. The defense has spread back out. At the moment, Astralis, it seems like they feel like Eyeballers has gone back through T-spawn, readjusting elsewhere on the map. It's just going to be a re-exec at this B bomb site. So all eyes on FOZY and his op.
No, he's just starting to backtrack, so he's going to be behind the utility once it comes in, and those smokes are now arriving. Oh, JW's been so patient. He's waiting all round long for that opportunity. He takes it. Hooksy spraying away, getting one. Important kill, but then Bob gets caught. Ryu flanks him out. So a 2v2, and you know where they're coming from. JW and Dex. Yabby and Ryu now arrive. They've got the health advantage. Yabby's also moved deeper than JW would expect. He's beyond the scope.
Oh my
God. Takes a shot. The barrel shown, and JW going back into the peak, but now could be exposed, so he's letting Dex play next. JW waits down the ramp. Here comes the peak. Yabby with the headshot. It's all on Dex. He's burning. Time ticking. Can he get the lineup? He's not spraying yet. He's off the mark, and he will get taken down by Ryu. Astralis come in on the retake, and they really are fully back now.
JW never had the information that Yabby stepped through the smoke at short and got that advanced position. and they didn't know where the second player was. I thought maybe they did because he was going through CT spawn. That was where the lurk was supposed to punish. That player got killed from behind. I thought that information would be too there, but you have no idea if they've split up. So during all this, there's no chance that he can be involved, Dex, in kind of helping JW and never spotting out Yabby himself.
All right, there's a quick punch towards the B-bomb site worked out here for Eyeballers. Well, we're going to find out because here they come, running up the ramp into Ryu. It's a 1-for-1. Not exactly the start you would have hoped for, but here comes HooXi. Good flash out. 1 kill, traded again, and Eyeballers move in with 3, but the bomb is loose, and that's the double kill from Staehr that'll pull it right back and rein this one in. 11-10. Astralis on fire. They are completely back in this one, and Eyeballers have stalled out.
Effective initial punch on that attack, trading 1-for-1 into the bomb site, but then you see the missing details of that kind of a fast-paced play. No smoke towards short, gives Staehr the exact angle, the line of sight he needs for a multi-kill. Bring that round back under Astralis' control. And now they've built up to the Astralis we expected to see.
Now I'm just curious from your perspective, Jason. We have that big round from Maxter. There hasn't been a round win since then, but you called a timeout right after that. Do you feel like there's a world in which maybe you don't call that timeout and you just keep rolling with it? You might have been able to continue the win into a 12th round.
That's what I would have expected, to be honest with you. That's why I don't know if it was actually meant to I don't think Eyeballers is the team at this stage in their career to really
let him stew in it.
Yeah, to let him stew in it. I think it was more to calm themselves down because the clutch is so incredible.
Well, they're coming to B again. They're rushing in again. Starting to run thin on ideas and really starting to run thin on kills because Ryu just pops out. Astralis do not care about the pace change. They are handling it easily. Another kill comes through. And at least a 2v3, but it's just the damage done and the fact you haven't got the sight, you haven't got the plan.
This is the right call, though, from JW and Rolf. If you actually want to try and win this, you got to back away from that, back away from where they expect you to be attacking into, and let the time and the lack of information be your ally. See if you can find a really nice timing to surprise somebody. They're going to get over to A quick, but Yabby's already here, and he's been playing excellent at this bomb site. 21-15.
Yeah, he's not going to have an issue here. JW's running knife out. It's going to be an easy kill for Yabby. And we got a tight game. Eyeballers are choking this one away.
I'll tell you, I don't think it's choke.
It's just Astralis force feeding them.
I think it's like, that's pretty good. I think more than anything, it's just, they got to play with momentum and they got to play with a lot of energy and they got to play with a lot of excitement. And now that's been stalled out. You go back to remembering that this is not a good map in their pool. 40% win rate against tier 2 and tier 3 opposition. They should have never even been into the position in some sense. It's incredible clutches, individual efforts, a wild 1v3 for Maxter. That's what got them here. But now that Astralis is locked in, you actually got to beat him at Counter-Strike.
And it comes back to what I was saying just after that big Maxter round was if Astralis can have terrible rounds here, terrible start, so many mistakes, and still come back all the way and win it, I mean, that's just got to make you feel like, despite the fact that we're playing badly, we still have such a high level that we can pull back any game.
Well, and then what does it lock you in for into that third map, which would be Inferno when you come in for Astralis? 11-11. A 7-round run from Astralis to cool off this Eyeballers team. Back-to-back B rushes. I'm with you. Running out of ideas. That playbook not deep enough. Sense they might have had some opportunities, sense there was some space, something they could work with over there, but Astralis just keeps shutting it down regardless of what happens.
Yeah, now you force them into a long, drawn-out round with weaker weapons. It's going to be pretty easy, but that Glock kill comes in. That's an M4 available to Rolf.
They've been able to find that kill on HooXi a number of times in rounds like these. It feels like at this point they're just kind of targeting it. We saw Dex get that 1 dig on him a few rounds back, kind of Nico. So they came into this with a single AK-47. At the moment, they've got 2 rifles with that M4 recovered.
The issue is the A bomb site feels closed with how good Yabby's playing, so you almost feel like you have to go elsewhere.
Hey, Maxter was playing pretty good at one point as well. There he goes.
Interesting decision.
Yeah, that's a bit too risky for FaZe.
At this point in the game, you're making that move. That has given Eyeballers the advantage. Staehr is inside of the smoke. This is a tense moment. Max on the kill. Staehr tries to turn around, but Bob has got the Tech 9 kill. And like this, that's how Eyeballers find my point. Oh my goodness, that is still what Eyeballers are looking for. The fact they came into this with 1 rifle, and they've managed 1 extra round out of this. Okay, Eyeballers series point. And this is their best chance to do it.
With how many issues they've been creating for Astralis, Nothing is coming easy for this team right now. There's always going to be one more thing you have to overcome. The jump from FOZE, man. That's a brutal way to give up a kill.
I think if this goes to overtime, Astralis win it. So this has to be the opportunity for Eyeballers. They have just had nothing on this T side, but magical moments. They get one extra. Gotta take this chance now. Astralis have a goodbye. And we might be saying goodbye to Astralis. We'll have to wait and see. Eyeballers. They've got JW out middle.
I dare you to give JW another chance. Double dog dare you. MongolZ doesn't spread to Staehr though, so he's going to get caught off guard, you'd imagine.
JW taking point through Red. Yabby, there he is, missed shot. Oh, JW's missed it. Astralis have come through, charging him with a triple kill. Can Maxter save them again? He's had so many of these miraculous moments.
Wait for your teammate, he's coming for the jump up. Oh no, you can't get there. Rolf, not ready for the swing. Bomb is dropped here, he must come in. And Astralis, they have brought it all the way back. It seemed lost multiple times. They had to go on an incredible streak to even have a chance. A 7-round run, 8 of the last 9 rounds of play in their favor just to make overtime.
Yeah, Fuzi looks so stressed right now. He thought he was about to be the MVP Swede for Eyeballers right now, giving that up. I mean, that kill was just ridiculous up in Red. I mean, you're just so happy that your team actually able to close into overtime. This is Yabby's good start. Bob going down. Yabby able to get the second. He's just reliable once they come towards him. But I do stand by what I said. I do feel like now it's going to go time. Astralis should close this out.
I mean, I think it's already some kind of an indictment on Astralis that it's gotten to this point, but if they don't win it in overtime now, it's a real question. Another deep smoke. Eyeballers want to pressure mid. To be fair, it didn't bounce off the wall the way they wanted it to.
Well, you know, it's tense, needs some comedic relief. Ooh, stepping around Hooksy, as you mentioned, has been a real problem here for Astralis, him going down inside of Jag. He's going to be forced back by the Molotov this time.
Gonna re-clear mid. This is all on Bob. He's got to be very careful, looking for this exact piece of aggression. But how long does he keep his focus here? He's gonna start making his move. Oh, turns back, and that had to be a kill. Had to be one.
Yeah, they're losing fights now as well. Astralis looking sharpened. Clean cuts right through the attack.
Don't step in front of the scope. JW's looking for this shot.
Patience, jiggling, giving the AWPer an easy, clean look at it. The Maxter comes off that plan for a second. Quick reload. As the mental reset, JW looking towards long, scopes out. Oh, he hit it, but not enough damage. He still gets away with one. And then Maxter able to spring into action. There's always a way, apparently, for Eyeballers. And Ryu now required. Coming through the cave. I just can't believe some of these rounds. Maxter's involved in every single one of them. And then JW brings down Ryu. It doesn't matter. Like I said, any round is unlosable for Astralis. This is insane.
The patience and confidence they have in those scenarios. JW and Maxter just waiting, not trying to overextend, not trying to swing too much and be the hero. This is so perfectly played. You get a little bit of JW magic mixed in there. Ducks beneath the follow-up shots. Quick response, cleaned up. And this former NIP player of Maxter is just dominating. 30 kills now he's got in overtime in this elimination map.
Oh, good start for Yabby. Can the trade come in from Dex? Yes, it will. Ryu to silence Maxter, and then a follow-up. Okay, that's a bit too easy for Ryu to get away with 3 there.
No, but this is what I was talking about, that aggression, just attacking them, being disruptive, especially towards that point. Very tough sometimes for these inexperienced teams to handle it, and it's been a problem for them all throughout the half. They're not going to solve it today. And look, there's been some cool magic and some cool clutches.
Oh, okay.
It's not happening. Surely not. He's getting flanked out at the moment. There's a timer on this.
Yeah, the flank is the winning piece here. And Ryu is going to confirm it around the back. Good round from Ryu. Been quiet, but showing up when required. He had an important round where he shut down the B rush. Now he's got one here.
It's got to be one of the most stressful games this Astralis lineup has played together.
Absolutely. I mean, for Eyeballers, they've got a map under the belt.
It's one of those games where it feels like Astralis is like winning in like the strategic department, but then Eyeballers is winning the clutches, you know.
The magic department.
Just winning some of those clutches has just kept them so alive. 20 kills on Dex now. Timeout taken from Eyeballers. They really, really want this final round of their T-side campaign. I bet they got to be pumped to switch back over to defense.
Yeah, if they can just get another round somehow on this T side, I'm going to be loving it indeed.
Fast plays towards the B bomb site haven't really worked. Don't think we'll see them go there. I think the quicker and aggressive A attack would be available to them, but I think you made the point earlier, and you're probably a little bit right. They might be dissuaded from that due to Yabi having played so well. He shut them down a number of times when they've come in that direction. 27 kills on Yabi.
Yeah, here they come anyway. One player stepping into A.
I think Yabi senses it because it's been so long.
Oh, I mean, this is good position. Look at this setup. They're so ready for an A play.
Dex is clearing this.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Yabi's still going to win the fight. I mean, they've dodged the scope, so the setup isn't as deadly as it could have been.
No, but you need the donut portion of this attack to get into place. If you're actually going to continue and try and finish here, you need the other players to be in position. But actually, Eyeballers is happy to gain control of mid.
Careful now. FOKUS goes into A main. That's an important fight to win for Bob. Puts pressure here on FOKUS. HooXi having to try and release the pressure by coming out through heaven. Oh, he's got a deeper angle than JW was ready for, so HooXi takes that kill, and Rolf just hasn't shown enough to really believe this is possible.
Oh, there's a headshot.
Maybe, just maybe, some more magic left in him. A 1v3 total. There's the second, and okay, maybe doubting Rolf a little bit early as he brings it down to just Staehr in the sight. Oh! No! So close. So close to an unbelievable clutch again.
That would have been the individual heroics they've been riding throughout this whole map, and that would have been a critical second round to get in overtime.
Oh, he was one bullet away from that, too.
Yeah, now they got to do it the hard way, switching over to CT.
You can see Yabi shaking his head like, they just got away with one again.
These guys can shoot, man. Astralis having such a tough time containing them. Ran over on the first map. An incredible comeback here on Ancient, and still not done with the battle yet.
Well, the defense is where they did their better work. Still possible to win. Just need 3 rounds here, but FOKUS goes out middle. Good start. That's Max, they're gone. We know that's the A player. I remember that all too well. Now here comes Rolf down the bottom of the B ramp. Yabi ready to punish that aggression. Eyeballers providing them the kills. Dex trying to pull it back. He gets the dink. And back-to-back rounds now. They've come so close to getting essential kills. A 2v3 now.
And I think the position and the kill from Yabi really sold a fake. Eyeballers believe the ending play is going to be towards the B-bomb site where Yabi was positioned. Utility is chucked out elsewhere. Bob now calling it out now. 9 HP. What's he supposed to do? No chance he's going to set up a launching pad for this retake. That spam was maybe the only hope, so it's all on JW.
Spots a target. Now they're going to be so primed for this. Astralis shouldn't be letting this one go at all. How do you fight your way out of the temple? Time ticking on the bomb as well. Not able to get the shot off. So Ryu on the cleanup. Final couple of kills come in. And Astralis reach map point. 2 chances to lock things out and take us to map 3. That Rolf clutch, man.
That might have been the one. Not only the win in the round and 2 for 1 in the first stage of overtime, but I mean just the momentum it gives you. And again, it feels like with the way this the first 2 maps have played out, Astralis feel like they're just like one stiff breeze away from just another mental collapse. But they've been playing so well that they've avoided it. It's been some time since they had to encounter and deal with that. And now again, Staehr, same lineup he had to get the double kill earlier. This time that's 1.
Yeah, great map for Counter-Strike. Lots of magical moments, but it's not enough, surely.
And it's not done.
They're not done. They're not done. Every time I go to say something, Rolf just steps up and does something special.
How selfish of him.
I know. 3 kills coming in for Rolf. It's now going to be FOKUS and Staehr on the back foot. They still can close this, but very difficult now they've been smoked away from the bomb like that. They're far, far away.
Yeah, you need to back off and find a new angle of attack, at least for the moment. You know, FOKUS is going to stay here with the op and make sure nobody pushes once that smoke clears. But Staehr, he can create the opening. JW just tucks his head down. I don't think you want that fight,
Nope,
JW.
nope, you definitely don't. Get away. Rolf, there we go.
Quad kill, on for the ace.
He's on for the ace here, Rolf.
This is one of those rounds you don't chase it, though.
Don't give him chances. Can Staehr pull off something special here? There's 3 targets coming at him, so no single kill for him in the end. Rolf does very well. 4K. Everyone is stepping up here for Eyeballers, having their moments. And okay, one more round left. The issue for Eyeballers is it's been a long time since I feel like we've been able to watch them get consecutive rounds. I mean, you have a moment like that, but then Astralis have been able to answer back quite consistently, and Astralis are going to use their overtime timeout to make sure they close it here and now. That is beautiful from Rolf.
It's a lovely sequence. I mean, we're getting a glimpse throughout these 2 maps of play of every single member of Eyeballers contributing in some significant moment. Rolf here to keep them alive, almost with the ace.
The feeling of relief Astralis will have if they win this is going to be immense as they head off into the reset for the 3rd and final map.
What are we going to call here? This one overtime timeout for Astralis. You call your best round, the round that you're most confident in getting you the victory. Early smokes out towards elbow and window room. Early Molotov down to prevent any peeks from elbow. And Astralis send a number of bodies towards B lane.
Smokes are in already. Not going to be hitting the site just yet on this first timing. Waiting for some responses. They're going to try and get FOKUS up. Now, he hasn't done much on this map. He's 8 kills now at the end of overtime. You need your AWPer to chime in a little bit more.
Risky jump from Rolf. FOKUS knows all about those. Dex is going to back off in towards cave as well. So the defense, while it postured a little bit more aggressive, now happy to fall back at about the minute and 20-second mark. Yabby will gain control. And on top of the boxes, Dex is going to make his stand. He's got Rolf here, not paired up with him underneath, but he is going to swing into the fight.
Rolf and Dex. That's 2.
Bomb.
3 kills away from another overtime. Ryu still fighting, trying to get another one. Ryu has stepped up and he's grabbed the bomb. They're going to try and slip away, and that A bomb site's just opened up. Bomb has moved off. It's a double up. Can Bob get one? No! Denied by Staehr. Bob dead. And perhaps the dreams of another overtime with it.
Hey, hold on. Maxter's arriving right now.
Putting himself in the right spot. FOKUS caught. Staehr looking to try and trade him. Damage done to his back. Staehr looking sharp. Maxter low HP. That grenade won't finish him off, though. And it's JW and Maxter coming back. What a combo this has been. Staehr spamming down through the smoke, saving Astralis. And now the only player that can do anything about this is JW.
He's got to hurry up before Staehr gets into cover.
Out of tempo, must pray that he can win this one. And Staehr knows where he is now, jumping out. JW can't do it. Staehr saves Astralis. They will take it to map 3. Sighs of relief. Astralis pressured the entire map. Magic was not enough for Eyeballers to close it.
I tell you, we're always blessed with these crazy games at PGL events, and this one, no different. Eyeballers, they're going to be feeling super disappointed here. I think they were 11-4 at one point.
2 rough maps, gaining momentum on Ancient, taking the win in overtime. 3D Max waits in the wings in the semifinal for the winner of this to see who they're going to face off for a spot in the grand finals here at PGL Bucharest. And after the first 2 maps of play, I got to say, I don't know, it all seems up in the air.
It does. I think the positive here, I mean, it was pointed out by the desk as well, and we were kind of saying it during the cast, the fact that if you come back and you're Astralis and you're 11-4 down at one point, you come back, you have to deal with all of those crazy rounds and clutches going against you. Your in-game leader's asking you, are you trolling me? And you still come back to win. I mean, it's got to show that you can get through anything, but also, I guess the positive is for Eyeballers on one side is that they have good starts. You know, winning pistol rounds, they can get good starts. So if there is any way to shake that off, and the most likely reality being Astralis coming in and winning this one, at least you can have the opportunity for some good starts.
Yeah, this 3rd and deciding map, so frequently where the underdogs stumble. Well, same with that second one, right? They win the first map, then the close affair in the second, and normally we see the favorites come in and just kind of batter them on the 3rd and get everything back to normal. But Maxter's having an incredible day. JW is having an incredible day. Dex also is having very good impact for Eyeballers. This has taken so long, and they've decided to make an audible JW. Oh my god.
He's just chilling in the underpass. He's going to be cleared.
Yeah, but burst fire.
Old school.
Saying 1.6. Good kill from Rolf. 3 more players to find, but no one's really being aggressive on him. Coming back from the ramp, and now, now Astralis is trapped.
Oh, yeah. But Ryu and FuZi fight their way out of that trap, putting Maxter in a 1v3. And that positive I was talking about, winning the pistols, getting good starts. Eyeballer's not going to be finding the pistol here to kick it off, but he can get to the B-bomb side, but even that is denied with a smoke through shot coming through. So Astralis with the fist monster happy enough. They won the pistol round. They can get this rolling now.
Yeah, they can. That's I mean, that had to have been a conversation for Astralis in between. I imagine Hooksy, Rugga, someone just said, guys, can we win a pistol? Can we get out to a good start? Let's not have to play this comeback game. Just all the stress of Ancient. Just avoid it by starting out hot and just carry on with the momentum from map 2 victory. 1-0 and not even close to the bomb site, so Eyeballers stick back on 2 clocks.
Yeah, because if you think about it overall in the series, you kick off Mirage, and what happens there? Eyeballers come out hot, get a good start, everybody's fragging, JW in particular, he gets an ace, you have everyone having a big moment, and you ride just a great game of Counter-Strike all the way through to the win. On Ancient, another good start. Also, when things start turning in Astralis' favor, you have a pivotal moment where Maxter shuts down a terrible Astralis play where they all walk through the smoke. Then later on in the game, it's clutches here and there. What happens if Astralis get out to a strong start and are just in control of the game and you don't have a big clutch like that?
That's the point. I mean, we saw what happens if they build up to that critical mass on the CT side of Ancient, where it was just like, you guys don't have the answer for this. So Eyeballers is going to have to be able to disrupt the streak and put a stop to any momentum building. Easy kills in this round for Astralis, 2-0. That is they won the first pistol round of the series back on Mirage, lost the ensuing 3. This is the first pistol round they've won since then. So looking to carry this one into a strong beginning. AK's coming out for Eyeballers. For Astralis, you still have 2 MP9s and a FAMAS. So I wonder if we'll see some aggressive banana play, push down towards the bottom with one of those MP9s, risk the weaker weapon to see if you can get a cheeky kill or a cheeky positioning for later on. Nothing yet. Looks like Eyeballers wants to get a mid quick, though, coming right at FOZY. He's just jiggling the corner.
And going for the tap. FOZY. That's not backing off here. Wanting to keep some range between him and his opponents.
A really economical take of brackets for Eyeballers. Don't use a single piece of utility on that swing. They didn't have a lot bringing into this round, so good that they're able to save some there on the initial take.
Yep, smoking out the archway as well. Let's see Dex start to progress up through long. FOZY still just waiting. He's chomping at the bit to try and get involved in the fight here. Finally, Flash is going to come through. And it's not really all that effective. Rolf was able to turn away. And FOZY goes down without a kill. Now Ryu's turned off the balcony. They nearly line up for him there. But Yabi now under pressure. Eventually cleared out by Maxter. And Eyeballers move into the bomb site.
Yeah, Maxter's no joke with his AK-47. He's so sharp today. Unbelievable performances he's had for Eyeballers, especially on map 2. 42 kills total in the 2 completed maps for Maxter. Leading the way for Eyeballers, and Staehr's just going to grab the AK. Hooksy's able to upgrade as well, and they're content with those upgrades moving into the next round. So CT side bolsters their defensive loadout with a couple of AKs. Those instant headshots can be so effective, but Eyeballers is going to steal this round away. So 2-1. They're on the board early, and Astralis, they can't get out to that crazy hot start. But plenty of money in the next round, and they'll have the AWP out as well. So first gun round is taking brackets control with relative ease. 2 players attacking wrap side, smokes and arch, smokes and library. And being able to constrict around the A bomb site. So FOZY has his AWP out. Staehr with an AK, Hooksy with an AK. We go live into round 4.
I mean, I'm glad to see FOZY having a better start, 4-1 right now. He was pretty much non-existent over on Ancient. Towards the end, had a couple more impact kills going into overtimes, but it's good to see him firing from the get-go. He's going to be under a little bit of pressure now. He doesn't realize it, but BobXT's just walked around the half wall.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Bob hasn't taken that timing to a little bit more aggression. Gonna test it over the top. Okay.
Now spotted.
Yeah, but he forces him back. No one's gonna clear this boost, so it should be an easy, at least one kill. Not easy. They did spray it down. It's a stack. 2 players here. JW with the trade.
Now a player in Boiler as well. Are they ready for HooXi? Coming around the back now. JW is the bomb carrier. He can separate his teammate off and put JW in a clutch. JW is actually just going to go and prioritize the plant. He's got plenty of utility here. HooXi trying to make things a little bit uncomfortable, but JW goes out into the open. It's one quick kill here on HooXi, and with the series he's having, gotta believe in a JW chance. Uzi behind that moto smoke. Tucks himself in the cubby. JW feeling very suffocated now, trying to somehow isolate these fights, but Fuzi, as soon as he peeks out from the cubby, lands the shot on the AWP.
Yeah, JW, I guess, never felt the safety to move, despite the Molotov in towards short, the smoke in towards short. He had some cover to get away. He had a short timing before that smoke faded, but I guess it didn't feel like he could make it in time. HooXi may be a little bit early on his attempt to keep JW locked down inside the bomb site. Almost puts him in a winnable situation, or does put him in a winnable situation. Thankfully bailed out. 3-1, and with the bomb plant, eyeballers can squeak together a buy right on the edge, but MAC-10 on decks, AK-47's coming in, and JW dropped one over. He'll sit back with no armor and just utility. He's the supportive element for the team leading from the back.
Oh, well, that's a great start for Astralis. Shots just whizzing down through the banana smoke, Staehr to collect them. And trying to speed things up into A is Dex. MAC-10 being sent forward, but just handled.
And early. You know, I think he's trying to like be a kind of first layer and then have the Halls players kind of pop out as he's going, but the MAC-10's not going to be able to create you all that space on its own. And they were probably a good 3 to 5 seconds behind him anyways. So 3 versus 5. I'll tell you what, this the first initial gun rounds here on Inferno haven't started out looking too clean for eyeballers.
No, it's just been really easy for Astralis, picking them apart, and we're starting to get into that game that we were worried would happen. When Astralis come into map 3, a clean start, keeping eyeballers in control, keeping them in line.
FaZe looking much more comfortable here on Inferno as well. Missed shot there, but it's all good.
Yeah, Rolf just not going to find any sort of opening. Astralis not letting that happen. But he backs into the apartments, and it's going to be a 4-1 lead for Astralis.
Saving in the next round regardless. He's going to have to just go try and find some kills. Go take some of these weapons away, force the rebuys out, see if you can start setting up that economy for a break. 25 seconds on the clock. Staehr's pushing down banana, so there's going to be no escape for Rolf. So he pushes forward.
And he dies at the hand of Yabi. And Yabi's had a good game, even over on Ancient there. He was the player we were highlighting. Just when they went towards A, he was so reliable.
Yeah, he was. It felt like he kept them, his presence alone and his performance alone in just a couple rounds kept them from attacking that A-bomb site throughout a lot of that half. So he continues his good play. Same with Staehr. On the T side, Staehr was the one really kind of the only one, at least in regulation, having impact, finding some initial kills, giving them opportunities to win rounds. Which bodes well for Astralis. You combine that with FOZE having a good start and having the op out early and having impact with it already. Things looking good, it feels like, for the first time in this series for Astralis.
Yeah, I think this is for the first time. This is the Astralis we expected to see coming into this game. FOZE winning towards the top mid-pick. Rolf walks right into him. Do you think what we've seen from Astralis today, obviously it worries you a little bit, but you know, if they get through eyeballers, which looks like it's going to happen now, do you think it's something they can just fix going into the next day?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes we make too big of a deal of like individual bad games. Like you're just going to have those with the amount of Counter-Strike that we play at the professional level. Teams, players, we're all just going to have, they're just straight up going to have bad games where bad decisions are made, missed shots happen, and it just occurs. Now, I think it'd be a bigger issue if maybe like this trend sort of continued, if they make
like
it to the semifinals. Yeah. But I think, you know, if Astralis kind of go through and kind of clean things up and handle 3D Max, get into the grand finals, shows that like we're going to forget that this particular performance was this bad.
Okay, so we're not going to have Rugger come do a podcast on the couch after this game and say some levels of mistakes are unacceptable and we have the major and I can't kick them right now?
You know what? He might. And
He could.
I don't even think he'd be out of line after this particular series. But we also, I mean, look, I think we have to say there's shocking performance from Eyeballers in terms of them playing some of the best Counter-Strike you'd imagine this team has played. Certainly, like, the toughest opponent they've played. And then on the other side of things for Astralis, not a great day in the office, but look, teams at this level, everyone's got to find, all the teams when you get to this point have to find ways to beat teams on your B game, on your C game sometimes. And they're currently in that search right now, Astralis, and looking good for it.
Yeah, timeout for Eyeballers.
And I mean, I think too, like, focus on the positives to some extent as well, and that's what you'd want with Astralis at some point. There's a lot of things to clean up, so in that sense, you do have to touch on the negatives, but focus on the positive that you brought up multiple times is, yeah, you guys did outlast all the crazy rounds. You guys, that's so much stress placed on you on those crazy 1v3 clutches from Maxter, and outlasting it all to force it to a third map. That's a great positive to hang your hat on out of this series.
Yeah, there was actually never a moment on Ancient where they could relax, not even take a breather at all. It was just pressure the whole way through. They were stewed. And now they're looking to send FuZi into middle to try and grab an opening kill. He'll drop back in behind the smoke when he doesn't find it. A couple of smokes down in Banana, but they're actually going to boost Staehr up on the half wall from the CT's perspective, and he's going to walk away with 1 kill, basically 2. He drops JW down to 7 HP.
Yeah, being really disruptive, similar to Ancient. I mean, shaving a player off, bringing JW down low before Eyeballers is really even able to make a call or get into a position to execute. Really good start from Astralis.
Does that nade go deep enough to catch JW?
Yep.
Yes, it does. So JW down. They've lost 2 players in Banana here, Eyeballers.
Maxer's a lurk over towards the A bomb site, but none of that's going to matter if they can't find a kill here at the B bomb site. If you don't do anything to pull those defenders in, because now Maxer's in a position where he can't wait. He has to help make a play as well. FOZE with 1 kill. And Maxter's already been spotted. There's no progress there. 50 seconds left. All you got is to join up with Maxter and try and break into this A bomb site where you have a 2-on-2.
Ryu just winning down in the mini pit. You've got a great setup here between him and Yabi.
The smoke that he throws towards Arch for the wrap towards CT spawn is buying them so much time to progress slowly and cautiously. The defenders rotating over have to clear out every angle.
Well, now they know it's going to be the A play. 18 seconds left. Can Yabi and Ryu delay long enough? Now you know where the players are. It's just about dealing with them. So you get rid of Yabi, but dealing with Ryu proves a little bit too difficult. He survives on 5 HP.
Even he had a little exhale
Yeah,
after that. Like, oh, 5, huh?
Survived that.
Yeah, a little bit close.
Yeah, well, not close right now at all.
No, I mean, Eyeballers haven't really, outside of the 1 round they win in round 3 with those AK-47s, they haven't really gotten any great openings. The kills are all going the other way to start, right? Just at the top, as you're about to chuck utility to start taking past half wall to put some pressure on the B bomb site, peaked and tons of damage done, 1 cleaned up by the grenade. And then every option you have after that is not a very good one, just disadvantaged fights all across the board. And Eyeballers have been super impressive in the first 2 maps, playing with the lead, playing from the front, playing with momentum, but now that you have none of those 3 things, they're struggling to kind of break Astralis' grip on this map. And now you start feeling the pressure of having to make some heroic plays and heroic moves and overextend to be the one that alleviates the pressure.
Jump out of the balcony. Yabi and Ryu seemingly impenetrable right now on this A site. Ryu running out of bullets. Yabi's actually died. As soon as I say that, those 2 players might just perish. Moving into the site, FuZi pulls out the side on, dealing with a low HP on the P2K. The rest of Astralis come in on the rotation to make sure that one doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah, shout out to FOZE. Just sacrifices his life to protect his teammate over in pit. Good kills with the P2K. They don't recover the AWP because FOZE had like 13,000, so he's just like, keep the AKs, I'll rebuy it, it's all good. 7-1, 6-round lead, and an unfortunate turn of events to start out this 3rd map. Peta's going to try and rally the troops, give JW a break from having to come up with all the ideas. Timeout's called. Rugga probably the first time he's been pleased with what he's seeing inside the server, although I bet you he's not comfortable in any sense.
Not right now. Just exactly what we were expecting coming into this map. And really hoping the Eyeballers could have come into this one, the pistol, been able to convert it.
Look, I think the conversation during this timeout for Eyeballers, I mean, outside of any tactical conversation of strats they're going to call, has to be something along the lines of like Eyeballers saying, like Astralis' T-sides in this aren't like God tier. We've seen them struggle on the T-sides of this map, so give yourself a chance in the second half to recreate and reignite some of that fire that you had on Mirage, that you had to start out Ancient. Put Astralis in a situation where they're going to have to put a good amount of rounds on the board on the T-side to win. We're going to move comfortably into the mid-round now with all 10 players still alive. A luxury Eyeballers haven't always had. A luxury JW hasn't always had, to be able to call a tactic with 5 players surviving. And one's picked off first. Again, an opening kill to FOZI's op.
Minute on the clock. Yabi backing off into the archers. Gonna start setting himself forward. It's going to be Hoaxy who has taken Dex out of this, and the follow-up kills from Yabi. So no breaking through for Eyeballers even after a timeout. Bob looking for his first kill of the map. He's close to it. Hasn't committed to it, and unfortunately for Bob, it will be a woeful start. 0-8 for him at the moment. Can't catch a break.
No, I mean, Astralis has come into this so switched on. I mean, look at the teamwork on Rap side. Yabi backs away until his teammate arrives at Library. Library takes contact. Yabi swings after the fact. Library swings with it for the follow-up fights. It's perfect, and Eyeballers isn't finding a clean look at any one single individual player. They're turning corners either into the op or a two-man setup or into utility. Getting shut down all across the map at the moment. 6 rounds in a row for Astralis.
Blocked at top mid. FOZI's just going to take this time to fall further back. Not wanting to get close up and personal against what could potentially be Tech9s. You don't want to be in that scenario where you're the op or you get overrun, or you don't want to be anybody on the Astralis defense and being overrun by these Tech9s. So FOZI begins his rotation. He's drifting over towards B, but the execution's coming in towards this A side again. Breaking open that smoke. You're going to see players trying to get through the archway, so you pull FOZI's attention over towards Arch to try and deal with it. But once you get that kill on Yabi, you actually just think, okay, why don't we just try and head towards the A site? Yeah. Rear's moved out of pit. Seems like a wild decision, but it's worked out for him. He's dropped back to a bigger pit position, but hasn't been able to get a second kill. But FOZI, edge of the smoke, gets one, and then they overwhelm him. So into the site here, Eyeballers.
Yeah, good rebuttal to make sure that kill comes in from Rolf. Swinging wide enough to make sure that kill is secured. 2 AK-47 salvage for Eyeballers. Looks like a second round.
Yeah, I mean, that starts with Yabi going down, and then it just all unravels.
We're going to give this a look. Halfway through the bomb, here's utility out to activate.
Coming back in. Be a heartbreaking way to lose, and they have. They've just lost it. They can't catch a break at all now for Eyeballers.
It seems like the shoe's on the other foot, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, now let's see how you guys like a taste of your own medicine. Clean, easy retake. I really enjoy the failed run boost into the block. I don't know if you caught that.
I didn't.
Try to run boost over to Library, and the bottom guy didn't realize it failed. Top guy tries to get back, and the bottom guy's just standing in his way.
Well, a little bit of coordination practice needed that, but 9-1 up for Astralis.
I know.
Oh no.
We wanted to enjoy the JW nostalgia just one last time.
Hey, we got it on Mirage. We got it on Ancient.
I know, but I always want more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Look, I mean, well, let's see how this half turns out. Let's see if Eyeballers can scrape together these last 2 rounds. Good opening kill provided by JW. 5 on 4.
And no opportunity to trade here for Astralis just yet. They're going to hold this crossfire towards top middle between Ryu and Yabi. And HooXi's going to just jiggle, look to pull attention and some information towards him. And should be enough for Yabi and Ryu to shut down eyeballers if they were to pounce through top middle. But getting hungry for a little bit of information. And so Yabi is going to peek out with the grenade. Then they're focused on Yabi, so they walk and don't consider Ryu, but he's worried about the balcony, so he looks away. JW is able to punish that for a second, and then going back out for the peek is HooXi. He gets 2. So Bob XD, still yet to frag, steps into the smoke. Now, he's going to be looking for his first kill. I mean, that's going to be a small victory in this scenario for Bob.
Oh, he's got Yabi at low HP. And Yabi's taking a gamble that he's going to move in front of the default boxes, and that gamble is going to pay off. Oh, he does not.
Goodness,
Quick
Bob.
shot from Yabi. Yeah, Bob can't find it.
Oh, poor Bob.
Yeah, tough game to start for him. 10-1, 9-round lead.
He's just a sponge right now.
Yeah, well, this is the Astralis we expected today. I think this will go a long way, seeing them snap into place on this third map and dominate. To the point you were talking about earlier, is how much does this actually change perhaps your line of thinking or your feeling about Astralis. I think a dominant win like this on that third map just goes to show they still got it. First 2 maps a little bit rough. First 2 maps, I mean, great performances from guys like Maxter, from JW that they had to contend with. But Astralis strong enough to outlast all of it. Good kill from HooXi to open things up. Got to back away with 14 health.
Well, they're about to come out the balcony, and no one's looking at it. So, hello, surprise Astralis. There's Maxter. Ryu trying to get back to the top mid fight. Yabi's going to deal with that, but the A side's still open, up for grabs here.
Yeah, but this is the payoff of HooXi getting the opening kill. Even though the trades here in this portion of the attack are in the favor of eyeballers, they're still down a man up until that point. Good job from Maxter. Going to back away and disappear down mid. 2 more coming on rep side, 1 low HP, and they're actually just going to go back and attack in for the retake. JW holding strong with the ult.
Yeah, he's posted up here, blinded. Keeps his head down, goes up for the peek, gets the 1. So Staehr now 1v1 up against Maxter, thinks he's gone towards the balcony. He's got some utility to make this uncomfortable, but Maxter's wrapped around long, and Staehr will be knocked over. So a second round secured here for eyeballers.
Yeah, nice play from Maxter as well, wrapping around the exact position Yavi didn't expect. It's a little bit dangerous with timing. If you miss that and he's in front diffusing inside the smoke, you really don't have a whole lot of chances to spray that down and win that round. But they at least have 2. That's as much space as they could carve out in this half. Astralis just so dominant. Fundamentally strong, setups in great positions. FOZI's op gets tons of impact throughout the entire half. 15 kills he ends on. JW going to try and rally the troops for one last push. They get to switch over to the CT side. Get a look at how this defense is going to operate. And it is going to fall all on JW, not only as the leader, but I mean, just as the CT center point with that AWP, I think he's going to need to kind of be everywhere. At least at the start, at least to get these guys clicked back into this game and locked back in. But I mean, it might be a while before you get there. Pistol round, all important for eyeballers.
One last good go. I think we're all very excited to see eyeballers make it to this event. It's been a long grind of online Counter-Strike to get into the VRS positioning to be invited to tournaments of this level. And they've certainly made a name for themselves. Bob, pistol out. He's got his teammate JW and Rolf right beside him. Looking to try and take a kill to start off this pistol round. It's JW that's fallen first. Bob will get his first kill. And then we see Rolf take 2. Right like that, Maxter has put themselves in a position where they could win this out and start with a pistol bang, but then Maxter steps into the open and sets up FOZI.
That's such a sick read for FOZI, like realizing you have time because that 5th player is going to be coming from the B bomb site to just be patient.
Does Dex just walk through it?
Yep.
Yes, he does, and FOZI's just waiting for it. So confident. A much better map here from FOZI, night and day compared to a second map performance. And that's the difference here for Astralis. 11-2 up. With Eyeballers losing the pistol round, that seems to be the final nail in the coffin.
Eyeballers going to have to invest in this round. They just have to fight for it, obviously. Trades the whole way through, came right at the 4-man stack at the A bomb site. Just FOZE is the difference right at the end. Double kill to clean up the round and potentially close out this series. .3D Max awaiting at the semifinals. Probably starting to leaf through the opposition research binder and find all the Astralis pages they have.
Honestly, I think 3D Max would be pretty happy with how Astralis played today.
I don't know. I think you'd rather get that Astralis when you're playing them. I think now that they play like this, okay, well, Reeves just killing anything that happens on his screen. HooXi gets sprayed down.
But like to know that they can drop to that level.
Well, also, I mean,
And then rise to this level.
you could see them snapping into shape on this third and final map.
Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine there's going to be a very intense conversation about this, about how the first two maps were played. I think if you're 3D Max, there's no way you're going to ever think that you're going to get that kind of Astralis from Mirage, the Astralis from Ancient to show up in your series tomorrow. Astralis is thinking and hoping that this kind of the slow start to this series is the bucket of cold water splash on their face, wake them up for the rest of these playoffs. Because as an organization and as a team, they have to be thinking trophy. They got to be thinking championship. It's right there for them for the taking.
And I love being able to listen into the comms as well, because every time we do so and Astralis are playing badly, HooXi is not the kind of leader that is just going to mince words, right? He just tells you straight up.
Like, he's got that Apex quality to him,
yeah,
doesn't he?
like, guys, this is terrible. Are you trolling me right now with how we're playing? And, you know, we heard it back at Pro League when Rugge was asking him not to stop whining. He's like, I'm not going to stop whining because there's so much to whine about, you know. So he does demand excellence out of the squad. And, I mean, it's great to get that insight and putting the pressure on the players to perform. And they are performing very well now as they reach series point.
And on the other perspective as well for Eyeballers, you know, elimination here is going to sting, it's going to hurt, but I don't think if you're the players, the coaching staff, anyone involved in the organization, I don't think there's anything but pride you got to feel about the run they've had so far at this event, exceeding expectations, getting into the playoffs, showing an incredibly good level against Astralis on these first two maps.
I mean, you've just been playing online tournaments after online tournament. In fact, you get to come to a LAN of this level, then make it here and have a real shot at taking down Astralis to move into the semifinals.
And seeing the performance out of Maxter, seeing the performance out of Dex, the way Rolf and Bob have been able to step up in various isolated situations, JW getting back here. This is one of those runs at a tournament that I think for a team like Eyeballers and with someone at the helm like JW is only going to make this squad hungrier. So yeah, sting of a loss and certainly the quality of the loss here on this third map, but positives for them, the increase of the VRS points throughout their run here, the good showing against Astralis in these quarterfinals, the confidence and belief that you're going to gain out of a performance like this. And perhaps most importantly, Bob will not end this third map on a goose egg.
Team kill.
Don't do it to me.
That is that's a small victory.
We take it where we can.
It's a side storyline for side show ball here.
Yeah, when you're down 12-2, you take it all.
100 minute on the clock. Nade landing towards JW. Astralis getting ready to play the Eyeballers off as they get ready to go into B. Up through Banana they will go. Bob being put under pressure. Bob is going to die. And now the site is wide open. Maxter trying to come over and patch up the gap. He just can't do it. Dex sends him. What? Okay. Okay. There's a little bit left. A little bit left in the Eyeballers.
Looking like Laura Croft out there.
Yeah. Just gunslinging on an adventure straight through that smoke, but still at 3v3. I mean, you have damaged up HooXi as well. He's 17 health, but they're just going to set back in Banana now. Bomb is planted. They're just going to organize themselves and get ready to make sure this one doesn't slide away. They want to close it here and now. They want that 13-2 win.
And to go into the semi-finals to play against 3D Max Astralis, it was a stressful quarterfinal here against the Eyeballers, but eventually they get it done. A 13-2 win, handling business on Inferno, snapping into shape just in the nick of time. But it was damn good to see JW back on the server and see that there is a little bit of that Wonder Child still in him.
Yeah, not enough, unfortunately, for them, but Astralis, they bounced back on that third map and showed why so